This case has a lot of features.
There is actually an included kickstand.
You can put like this. There's multiple angles like that.
If you flip it over this way, you actually get this steep angle.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Market Prep. I hope you're having an amazing morning. Hopefully, you guys had an incredible trading day yesterday. Good morning, Peter. How are you doing today, my friend?
Good morning, Carlos. I'm doing okay. I had some weird background sounds going on there, but I think we got it all fixed.
Yes.
I'm doing good. I'm tired. I went for a run this morning. Lasted a little longer than expected, so I didn't have a chance to get changed. So thank God you guys aren't in the room, because I'm telling you, I can smell myself. It's funky in here.
That means you had a good workout.
Yeah, it was a good run.
There you go, my friends. I'm looking at what you're hearing in the back, by the way, is an ad for a cell phone cover, for an iPhone 16 cell phone cover. And I don't know how these guys know that I just got a cell phone yesterday. I don't know how they picked that up.
Oh, you finally did it.
I did it, yeah, because I didn't search. I just went to the store and said, give me this, and they gave me that. But what you're hearing is a ad on YouTube that we're watching now for a cell phone cover. So AI got me. Wow. Absolutely. It's just, I don't know, unbelievable. But yeah, friends, let's get to it. Yeah, they're definitely listening. Let's get to what's happening this morning. A lot to look at, which should be hopefully more exciting than Nvidia's earnings last night. We'll start with our gappers list this morning. TradingTerminal.com. You can see what's happening here. A bunch of stuff in the green this morning. So we'll dive into all of that. I see, everything's on here. Hood, we got SoundHound. We have some crypto coins here. We got quantum stocks moving higher. QBTS. Where's the other ones on there? Don't see the other ones really quickly here. PLTR, a good buddy of ours, which has been heavily in play. Snow was awesome yesterday with earnings. I mean, you name it. There's so much to go over here. A lot of it mainly in the green side of things, right? On the red side, you got TDOC and some other ones, IonQ, which had earnings last night as well. We'll dive into all that and see what we can pull off and create hopefully a nice gappers list, watch list for us this morning. Peter, before we jump into all that good stuff, what is the U.S. economic calendar giving us today?
Yeah, actually, finally, we have a lot of stuff on the calendar. It's been a pretty quiet week, and now we actually have some information. So, all right, just coming out right now, let's start with the jobless. We had both initial and continuing jobless claims. The initial jobless claims expected at 222 roughly, came out at 224,000, so that's the delivered number, so pretty much on target. And the same thing with continuing. 1.87 was the expected, 1.86 was the actual, so yeah, pretty much in line there. The GDP number came out, the Q4 GDP is basically they update it and revise it each quarter or each week, I suppose. 2.3%, right on target there at 2.3%, so really no surprises in those numbers so far. Durable goods, that's the only area that there was a surprise. Expected 2% increase in durable goods orders. It came out at a 3.1% increase. But looking at the markets, with everything else being flat, yeah. Come on, markets, do something. No? All right. Markets don't care. We got a bunch of Fed speakers for the rest of the day. I must have run out of lines here because I had a bunch of other stuff on my list. At 10 a.m., we do have pending home sales. That's expected to decrease by 1%. That's coming out at 10. But other than that, it's just Fed speakers, as you can see, at 9:15 and 10. There's more at 11:45 and 1. So, yeah, a lot of Fed heads out there making the rounds, doing the speaking circuit. Again, I don't expect those to have much of a market impact. So it should be relatively quiet. We can just focus on the things that are earning. So, all right. I've got Victor in the room saying that initial jobs 242 versus 2. See, I see 224 is the number that came out, but it depends where you're at. Let me refresh here. Maybe my numbers aren't updated. Refreshing. Oh, look at that. You're right. 242. I still see a 222,000 estimate. But anyways, either way, the market doesn't seem to be doing much with that. information. Just like it didn't do much with Netflix last night, but we'll get to that. Let's look at the gappers list, or Nvidia. I mean Nvidia, yeah.
Yep, it's definitely wasn't what we were expecting, but a lot of that, obviously this is a chart actually I want to show you guys. Actually, I don't have it up right now. I'll put it up later. It's been, the reaction has been kind of slowing down over the last couple of years after their earnings. So I got a chart from Bloomberg I'll pick up in a minute here. But let's dive in, guys. TradingTerminal.com. You can get the list that we're looking at here. First one, we're going to hop around a lot here because I want to make sure we have time for everything. There's so much to cover. So we'll look at the first maybe three. We'll look at Bitcoin. We'll look at tech stocks, quantum, and then we'll jump right into Nvidia and PLTR and anything that you guys might have. So we're not going to go through everything on here. If there's something here you like and you want us to look at it, throw it in the chat after we're done with the gappers list. And if we have time, we can definitely dive into it. Let's take a look at the first two. RYLY this morning. These guys are, what do I see here? They're up 25%. This is Riley. B. Riley Financials up 25%. Lower price stock. That's where you're seeing that big gap up there. They're up $1.43 at the moment. Typically not a stock that I like. It is a low flow stock. It's got the volume 3.3 million right now. Hard to borrow with interactive brokers. Just a lot of things that I personally don't like. But it is in play, and it was in play yesterday also. So let's take a look yesterday how it did. See, this is, for me, this is messy, right? Even the market open, like no volume. Then it's just got nothing, and I don't know, you got a nice, better trading a little bit later in the day around 12. So, and even then, look how messy this is. I don't want no parts of this, Peter. Any reason why they're gapping up today, continuing from yesterday? That could be interesting.
Yeah, look, it's some financial machinations. They just received a $160 million loan from Oaktree to pay off another loan that they had that was tied to a takeover deal that went south that had like double-digit interest. So basically, they're getting bailed out of one loan with another loan, but it's at a lower interest rate, but they probably have to give up a percentage of the company. Anyways, oh my goodness, overall, it's good news for them. Means a reduction in debt overall, but like you said, it's a low float and it doesn't trade all that well. So probably not something we want to look at.
Yeah, we'll skip on to the next one. It's going to be CORZ this morning. So let's take a look at this. Core Scientific, these guys are up 20%. So a nice pop this morning. Volume only 619,000, so nothing explosive on here. Flows a little bit higher, 236 million. Not sure, Peter. Not sure. I mean, I don't see anything great on it. A little bit lower price. Daily looks okay, actually. Not great. I don't like it. Anything you want to anything good on it?
It's here just because it's AI news. They announced that with their partner CoreWeave, that they're going to jointly invest in a $1.2 billion expansion at one of their sites in Texas, in Denton, Texas. So, people seem to still get interested when you announce further investments in AI. But as you can see, right, the excitement's not as enthusiastic as it used to be because everybody's concerned. I mean, are they over investing? Are they getting good, bang for the buck? China's nipping at the heels there. I mean, Deep Seek was really just the tip of the iceberg, I think, and we're going to see more competitive tools from outside of North America, because there was a long period of time where pretty much most of the AI investment we were hearing, big scale investment, was happening with American companies, and China's nipping at the heels there. So we'll see what happens. But anyways, that's the news. But like you said, Core Scientific, not a great trading stock.
Yeah, not good at all. All right, let's take a look at I got Mara and a bunch of Bitcoin plays here. So we'll start with Mara first. Mara is on deck. They're up 13% right here this morning, 3.3 million shares traded. So a little bit of a bounce, giving some of the sell-offs over the last couple of days. And look at this last night. Did something happen last night, Peter? I haven't looked at this yet. It was all Nvidia. But last night they got some decent movement here, Mara. So nice little pop. They closed at 12.39, up at 14 now. So anything happening there with the Bitcoin world?
Well, I mean, Bitcoin prices have been on a slow increase, but I mean, we're talking from was actually it hit a low around 3:30 yesterday afternoon, when it was all the way down at like 82,000 something. 82,200 I think was the low it hit roughly, and it's now sitting at 86,500. But keep in mind, we're talking 80,000s, right? When everybody was convinced that Bitcoin, once it hit 100, was just going to keep going. So yeah, I think there's a lot of sort of concern and disappointment in the Bitcoin market with the price is sitting where they are. That being said, you know what? This is one of those sectors that hope is still out there, and you're going to get any sign of an increase that is going to get people to sort of rally behind it and maybe buy a little more stock, thinking this is the move. Right, that this is the one, man. This is the one that's going to make it happen. So, that being said, Mara did have, I think they had earnings yesterday. Was it yesterday after the close? Yeah, I think yesterday after the close they reported earnings, and they basically did have a good quarter. I mean, despite all this, their core business was healthy. There more people buying crypto, which benefits them. So. Yeah, but relatively uneventful other than that.
Yeah, I might watch maybe Mara on a secondary, see if anything comes out of that. So we'll put just that one for now. You could pick some other ones. That's the one that's moving the most. But if you look at Coin, actually Coin, I like Coin 3.7. Coin just tends to trade a little bit better sometimes. MSTR, let's take a look. Actually, some of them look okay. Yeah, go ahead.
We should we got to co-op this picture that SoCal Trader just posted in the chat room.
Oh, yeah, I saw that from Andrew on Andrew's Instagram too.
Did you? I haven't seen that.
Yeah, I saw that.
There you go. Yeah, I like it.
It's yeah, Andrew had a same thing with a slight different version, but here's what we're talking about, guys. For those over on YouTube, to the moon, but then the moon is obviously south.
You gotta move that up. We can't. Oh, there it is.
Yeah, I see it. Yeah. So yeah, it's funny stuff, man. Yeah. Yeah, the moon in what direction? Great point. At least now it's not looking too hot. But yeah, guys. So MSTR, a bunch of these popping up. Okay, this morning I'm gonna put Mara and maybe Coin on the secondary because Coin does look good. But I'll keep in mind other ones that we also have on deck. So we'll put Mara and Coin. MSTR could be another one if you like that also. All right, that covers a lot of our list because we also have Hood and a bunch of other ones on here that are going to fall into this crypto play at the moment. But yeah, we'll go with those two. All right. Let's go ahead and let's go to Nvidia, man. I don't want to run out of time, and I know we have a lot to talk about there. Let's go straight to the elephant in the room. Nvidia last night with earnings. We were live yesterday with Jared, Mike covering for Peter, and myself. And we were expecting a lot of fireworks. We didn't get them, and Nvidia now is just up 2.5 with 14 million shares traded. Don't get me wrong, there's still great numbers here. Peter, I think we're still gonna have a lot of fun. It still is in play. But earnings did not go off the wall.
Yeah, look, they still had a good quarter, right? Like, I mean, their revenue was up like almost 79% year over year. They reported adjusted earnings of about 89 cents a share. So like it was a good year or a good quarter, I should say. So there was nothing wrong in the core business. I think it's just everybody wants more, and they expect Nvidia, of course, to be leading the way. So AI is continuing to grow. In their analyst meeting or that they had, our good buddy Jensen Huang, friend of the show, anyways, at least someone we talk about a lot, emphasized the fact that their Blackwell GPUs that are sort of at the core of that AI activity are selling very well, that they still lead the industry, blah blah blah, all that stuff. But I think everybody wanted more, right? They wanted a new product, they wanted big growth prospects. I mean, it was sort of like a steady as she goes growth story, which is good, but expectations are higher than that. And we can see, I mean, look at Nvidia. It really sort of it's more or less, I mean, it's a little higher than, of course, the price at which it closed, but over the course of earnings, it popped up, it dropped down, it was up, it was down again, and then it's been rising this morning. So I think that's good overall, but it wasn't really like there was none of that explosive movement that we've seen in the past. I mean, look at how Nvidia can move. You have to look back on the daily to see the the gaps, and like we know this thing can explode up, it can drop drastically. Like, you can't even tell that it was earnings yesterday, really, just by looking at the daily chart. It just looks sort of like a normal day. So
Yeah, yeah, fully agree. Here's the thing I wanted to show you guys. So again, it looks like we're just getting somewhat used to Nvidia's, kind of slowing down here. So here's the reaction the day after on Nvidia, right? So this is from Bloomberg website. So you can see on there again, every earnings, the reaction has been less and less and less, right? And they have had blowout earnings. Like they're always racing their guidance. They're always beating by like 2 to 5 billion. I mean, they just keep crushing it. But again, the market reaction has been less and less. But for a while here, we just got used to these big moves, and we're just not seeing that right now, right? So November obviously didn't move a whole lot because of the election, so you're not going to have a great movement going into elections. But now, February, pretty quiet. So this is what we got. Still great to have on the list. It's on my main list. Will be what I'll be watching today, and we'll see if we can get anything out of it. Another one on our gappers list, which is making a lot of noise as well, is PLTR. So if we look at PLTR this morning, we are up 2.6, 3.2 million shares traded right now. Daily kind of finding some support after the last couple of red days here. So a little bit of support there right in the middle when they had gapped up with some really great news. I believe it was earnings. I don't remember what actually gave them the big gap up. But yeah, kind of finding some support here, Peter. This looks good. Will be on my list today. I don't think we haven't heard anything about these contracts being reduced or not done. I mean, we haven't really gotten any update on that. And
No. I mean, that was the rumor that it was going to happen, but it hasn't. And, we don't know the terms of those contracts. Even if they tried to cut contracts, that's often a difficult thing to do, right? Because, there might be early termination payout that the government might have to make. Like, often there's long-term savings, but you don't get immediate savings on that type of thing. So who knows? That being said, their stock has been moving a fair amount over the last month, and it's been in play. Yesterday, we had a number of people say, "Hey, you got to watch it. You got to watch it." And look, at the end of the day, you can see yesterday's price action. Based on the daily chart, it doesn't look all that exciting. It actually wasn't that bad. I've found that in watching it for part of the day that I was here. I didn't mind it. Like, at least the open was good. I'm now looking at the afternoon. It looks like the afternoon actually was pretty awful. But at the open there was some good moves up and down on it. So in any event, yeah, it's in play. So I've got it on one of my screens because you just never know when it's going to make a really nice move that you might want to take advantage of. So PLTR, maybe maybe it's the other side of the coin, because it feels like PLTR is moving when Rigetti Spaghetti is not. So maybe that's it. Rigetti took over for a while. Rigetti's now not really doing much of anything interesting, although it did have a good drop yesterday. But anyways, so PLTR is back. It's the one.
I think that drop was when you were, after investors found out everything you were disclosing about their family and the way things are working. Was it on this ticker that you were doing that?
That was SMCI.
Oh, it's SMCI. Oh, yes. Man, we were talking about that yesterday. We are like, man, Peter went in on the entire family tree there.
I was like, it blew my mind how complex and convoluted they've made that. And again,
it's so confusing.
Just such proof that nepotism is alive and well.
Yeah,
Anyways.
yeah. It's funny because I look at certain earnings calendar and they still come up. Like they're still supposed to do earnings. They come up like in 2 weeks from now. I don't know why on a Tuesday. Like they're still so messy as far as their earnings schedule. I mean, is that something they still have to provide anything else, or are we good now for 3 months?
No, look, they still have a requirement to do their quarterly earnings. Like, we can't forget what they filed on Tuesday was really the stuff they were supposed to have filed in August, right? So, I mean, they're still in catch-up mode. They still, I don't know what happens. I guess they just skip over some of the interim quarterly reports that they didn't deliver, but they still have to do the next one, whatever that schedule is. And I don't know if that schedule gets modified or what. To be honest, it's sort of a unique situation, but. Let's see what Earnings Whisper says here. But yeah, they were supposed. Because yeah, they actually back February the 11th they were supposed to have earnings. Remember when they sort of that's when the CEO announced that they were going to hit $40 billion and gave a verbal update, but didn't actually provide any numbers. So, um, but yeah, so I don't know when their next earnings are. I presume we do have to wait, Carlos, 3 months because last time they just sort of they eyeballed it. And we'll see how they actually deliver against it in a few months. But in the meantime, SMCI is free to do whatever it's going to do.
Yeah, I agree. Like you go to all different. This is another source here, and again, we're showing them here on the 11th coming up, March 11th. Again, Super Micro here. So it's just weird. Yeah, it's just weird. All right, guys, let's get to it. So that kind of covers our gap up list. Quick look at it to see what else we're missing here. Again, a lot of it is Bitcoin plays here, guys. I mean, I see a ton on here. Let's look at Quantum QBTS. It's one that's on deck today. We are up 2.3. Rigetti Spaghetti's not really moving a whole lot. So again, nothing to really see there. Yeah, we'll stop here, Peter. Anything you like on the gap up that maybe we haven't discussed yet?
Well, I'm surprised to see Tesla gapping up today, or maybe I'm happy to see it gapping up. I mean, it's had a rough couple of days, for sure, as Tesla has gone from its once lofty heights at pushing 500 to below 300 now. And this morning it's still below 300, but it's over where it closed yesterday, which is a paltry $290.80. So maybe today's bounce day for Tesla. I don't know. I mean, look, Tesla's been in play for a while. Whether you like the direction it's going or not, it's definitely been in play. So one to keep an eye on. Let me say, I also, we talked about Nvidia and its, sort of disappointing results last night. I think Nvidia is going to be an interesting play today. I just want to see what happens now that, we sort of had the disappointing earnings. What's the big money going to do? How is this going to move, if at all? So I'm interested to see, to watch Nvidia. I like it on a regular day. Today, I think I'm going to like it even more. And the ones that have been really surprising me over the last little while are, frankly, the Amazon, Meta, and Google trio. They're ones that I typically watch because I just need to keep an eye on them, I feel. But they've really been moving quite well and really sort of trending, right? Like if you can get on that trend, you can get some good moves on it. So the Magnificent Seven stocks, while it feels like the enthusiasm for massive growth is waning a little bit, it doesn't mean that they're not in play. And even Microsoft, I mean, yesterday Microsoft had a wonderful move off the open. If you showed a little patience right at the open, because it was a choppy in the first opening, I don't know, 10 minutes or so, but after that it moved quite well. So it's I think all Magnificent Seven stocks feel like they're decently in play, again, as long as you're not strongly opinionated about the direction they're going to go. Wait for them to sort of tell you what the day is going to look like, and there's trading opportunity. So many of our traders have been saying February has been a great month for them, right? And I like Thor actually had a good conversation on this with some of our traders, and he was saying how great the month was. And they said, well, what have you done differently? And he said, that's the secret. I've done absolutely nothing different, right? I've stuck to my strategy, and it's kicking in, right? The trades I've gotten into have just trended a lot, easier or quicker than anticipated, which has allowed him to sort of double down and maximize on those opportunities. And sometimes that's the trick, right? Once you find a trading strategy that works for you, you just keep doing it consistently, and occasionally market conditions align perfectly and you get awesome trades and it all works. Other times, right, you may not find as many opportunities. And I found that February has been a good month for opportunities to align with certain strategies. So if that hasn't been your situation, don't worry about it, right? Your chance may be coming up. The market conditions could change again, and then that'll be your chance. So anyways, Carlos, I really do like a lot of the Magnificent Seven stocks for today, and think we should keep an eye on them.
Yeah, I definitely like Tesla. That will be on deck as well. And Apple, of course, fun to watch. I'm going to put that on here on a secondary for now. But actually, the more I look at their daily, this looks very, very nice. So I actually will probably put this up here today. There it is. Nvidia, PLTR, Tesla, and Apple right now for me. With a couple of secondary stuff.
Well, you just bought the phone, so...
I did. I
You got
bought
to
the
trade
phone,
Apple.
Peter, and man, it was nice to take the same cable that I can put in here, goes in my tablet, goes on my MacBook Pro. I mean, goes on my AirPods. It's the same cable. It is absolutely awesome, So yeah, that's a lot of fun. I said I only got it because my other one's pretty banged up. I don't need it, but my wife, we were sitting in bed last night. Come in, she's like, "Oh, so you got the new phone?" Like, yeah, I just went and picked it up. She's like, "What's new about it?" The camera. Like I was trying to show her, I'm like, I don't even know. Everything is exactly the same. Like she grabbed it, and everything is the same. Like unless you're doing something crazy AI, you're a photographer. Everything is the same. It's just like the biggest waste of money, but I needed one anyways. It is unbelievable. But yeah, Apple, man, I'm
Well,
telling you, if me and you start a company, Peter, we want Apple marketing. This is unbelievable. It's unbelievable. It's awesome.
they
They've done
they
an amazing job.
they have they have got us all hooked, haven't they?
Oh
So,
yeah,
all
yeah,
right.
yeah.
Well, hopefully you can make enough money off of Apple to pay for that phone.
Yes, absolutely. We're going to short them today. All right, let's go here.
There you go.
Let's look at tradingterminal.com. Let's look at our gap down list this morning. We got VTRS, which
Oh,
is
by
leading.
the way,
Yeah,
sorry, just a couple things on the gap up. I noticed that we didn't cover that are
yeah.
on there. We do have earnings. We've got some live earnings. We're doing that again today, Carlos. Live earnings after the close,
We
or
are
not
live
after the
earning
close,
after the
but
close
into the
today.
close.
Yep. Today
Yeah.
we're
So I
3:30.
noticed like Soundhound is on the list. SOUN. It's on the list. I think I saw Rocket Lab earlier on there. So these are really just positioning stocks getting ready for earnings at the close. I noticed they're gapping up. That's actually good news going into earnings when things are gapping. So just be careful with stuff that are pre-earnings because they tend to sort of get positioned into a price range. And if you don't know what that price range is, well, you should be listening to Jared in the Engineering the Markets in the chat room. That's he sort of covers all of that and goes over what you should expect. But anyways, so yeah, I was seeing Soundhound and Rocket Lab on the list. I haven't seen Dell on our gappers list. It's another one with earnings, I think, after the close today, and it doesn't seem to be. What is it actually doing this morning? Dell is not. Oh, that's why it hasn't even hit 2% yet. So that's why it's just not up enough, and it doesn't have enough volume. So,
Yeah,
but there
yeah.
you go. Earnings coming up.
Which phone did I get? No, not the 16E. That is, you got to go pro on these things, right? If you're gonna spend the money, go pro. Get the nice setup, nice camera, and that's gonna last you a lot longer too. That like my last phone was 13, a Pro 13, and so it'll last. This will last you probably 4 or 5 years. I mean, what else can you do with a phone? It's yeah. All right. VTRS, excuse me, is the one that we're looking at next. This thing is gapping down 14.7, 1.8 million shares traded right now. Lower price stock. The float on this is 1.1 billion, so it's a big one. I'm not sure. Again, I like the drop. Normally these stocks don't trade very well for my style of trading, Peter. So I'm concerned having it on my list. I don't think we ever looked at this one in the past. So not sure on this one.
No.
Doesn't look great.
Earnings. It's the only reason why it's on our list this morning. They were one of the earnings plays this morning. Missed top and bottom line. Only delivered 3.5 billion of revenue versus an expectation of 3.6, and their earnings per share were 3 cents. But yeah, not a good volume trader. Not something I'm going to spend any time on today.
Yeah, we'll move on. Let's look at TDOC is next here. TDOC this morning we are up 11. Down 11.7, 971,000 shares traded. So sliding here. They have not been having a great time over the last couple of days. You can see on this daily we've just been dropping from the recent highs 15 down to 11, and then now gapping down to 970. I wish the stock would trade better. Maybe today is their day. I like the gap down. Pre-market action doesn't look too bad. But the many times, not the few, the many times we watch this stock at the market open, it just doesn't do well for my style of trading, Peter. I'm not sure for you. I wish you did. I like the name TDOC. It's a cool name there, but it just doesn't trade well for me, man. So what's your thoughts on this one?
I've never traded it. It's not a good trader. Was this one of the ones you were watching yesterday? I don't know
we didn't go into a lot of detail on it. We kind of stuck with Nvidia, CRM, which we'll talk about next, and Snow. We'll look at Snow too. But we mentioned it, but we didn't dive into the details.
Okay. Well, anyways, they had earnings. They had sort of a mixed picture. They beat on revenue, but missed on bottom line earnings. They lost more than expected. This is one of these companies that just they lose money every quarter. I don't know who's funding it in the background, but good on them. Anyways, they were expected to lose 21 cents. They lost 28 cents. So a little bit of a disappointment there. I don't see what their quarterly forecast is. But I've got to assume that either they have not come out with new forecast numbers, or they've disappointed the market. So, because I see what the market expects, I don't see what their reported forecast is. So, in any event, another one that I'm not going to spend any time on.
Yeah, so we'll skip on this one. IonQ is another one that also had earnings last night, and again, initial drop, not a whole lot of volume. This was interesting because it's one of the quantum stock plays. So again, we haven't heard much from quantum ticker since we had the initial run up, and then we kind of had the comments about their time frame, and then flat again. And we have not seen much out of it. So we were expecting that hopefully this will spark things up, but it really hasn't. Like, there's no other quantum stocks moving or doing anything. They're pretty much flat. If I look at QBTS, didn't care about IonQ. QUBT, same thing, pretty flat. Like, this sector right now is just quiet for the most part. It's not much happening here. So as far as IonQ, I don't think we're going to get any great movements out of it, Peter, but what do you got going on it?
Earnings are largely irrelevant. I mean, you have to keep, like IonQ, for example. This is a company with a $6.5 billion market cap, whose sales are $37 million a year. 37 million, $6.5 billion market cap. You do the math, right? Like, their earnings are totally irrelevant to the share price, clearly, when you have that much of a differential in valuation and sales. I mean, their net income on the 37 million of sales, they're expected to lose 171 million dollars. So, like, who cares? Like, their earnings really don't matter. That's not what's propelling this company. So yeah, Carlos, and we're looking for news. We look for news. They need to have a partnership. They need to announce a technological breakthrough. Really, that's what drives IonQ and a lot of this quantum sector. That's what these stocks live for.
Yep, absolutely. So it won't be on my list, but as usual, we are always on the lookout for any place here. They were very, very fun to trade and watch a few weeks ago, but that has not been the case now. All right, let's stop here. As far as the gap down list goes, Peter, anything that you want to cover that maybe we have not talked about yet?
I mean, I'm really surprised to see a couple. It seems like a couple of international things are on the list. We talked about Stellantis yesterday, STLA. I saw that at the bottom of the list. Again, not a trading stock we need to worry about, but sort of weird that it's here again. Clearly, it's continuing to have troubles here in its multinational trading scenario, because it's down, and it's a shame it doesn't trade better, because I like where it sits on the daily. It's just the daily price action is not tradable, so, which is too bad. But any event, other than that, look, SMCI, we mentioned this in passing. It had a little bit of enthusiasm yesterday, sort of going into the market day, but really lost it throughout the day. So at the open, it was sort of, anyways, yesterday morning it was trending down. It looked like it was about to pop up at the open, and then lost it heavily through the rest of the day. You can see a red candle on the daily for yesterday, but if you sort of look at that price action, it was actually decent if you're willing to trade it short. So I think it's still in play. We have over 3 million shares traded so far this morning, and SMCI, look at you don't have to worry about what the company is actually doing or its fundamentals, or all of the family ownership stuff I was talking about yesterday. As long as it keeps trading volume and it's in play, then why not, right? Let's see if we can scrape some money out of that, because that family is making money from it. So in any event, SMCI, like it on the downside. On that, largely a green list today. I noticed that both the SPY and the Qs are just slightly green by about a third to a 0.5% respectively, and it's we'll see where that goes. I mean, that could easily turn around. So these are the types of days I live for, because my strategies play well when we're just sort of quiet pre-market, and then we let the opening bell price action dictate where things are going to go.
Yep, absolutely, friends. All right, so take a quick look at my list here. So we got Nvidia, POTR, we have Tesla, just adding it on here as well, and then we also have Apple. So that's my list right now, which again I kind of like, nice and tight. I mean, nothing over off the wall here, but yeah, I like it.
I just they didn't make either one of our lists, Carlos, but two earnings. There's a bunch of earnings, sort of. I would call them like second tier type companies that we don't typically look at. But TD Bank, if you're interested, TD is a ticker. They beat their numbers. Banks always do. They beat their numbers. No surprise there. Gapping up a little bit this morning. The one I was really surprised that is gapping up is Warner Brothers. WBD is the ticker on that. And Warner Brothers, they don't usually get a lot of volume pre-market, so I'm not really surprised by that. What I am surprised is that they are gapping towards the top end of the range here, because I actually missed their numbers. They missed on revenue, they missed on earnings, they missed in pretty much all divisions, both the movie studios. They sort of divide their revenue by I can't remember what it is, like studios, programming, and marketing or ad sales. And they sort of missed on all three numbers. So, yeah, it was sort of bad news out of Warner Brothers, and yet they are marginally gapping up here by 50 cents this morning. So, might be interesting. This can be a tough one to trade. So, probably, if you're really bored, you can put it on a list. But otherwise, you might want to move on to other things. But thought I'd let you know about it.
Yep, no, awesome, man. Another one too is we had snow also, like snow after hours yesterday, by the way. Really surprised us. Probably one of the better trading stocks that we had on earnings, given how wild and Nvidia was up and down. You really couldn't trade it. Even if you had the direction right, the pullbacks were coming right back to the break even again. So it was very difficult to trade. But Snowman just took off and stayed up here, did very well. And what's the other one? We had Snow, and the other one was CRM. CRM was the other one we had as well. And this one had a beautiful drop. And who was it? Not Avi. Paris. Paris took an incredible. He had. We need to find out how much Paris made yesterday, because yesterday he had a big day. He did well in the morning, and then he had an entry here into the close on CRM. So he did very well. All right.
Snow, yes, Snowflake. Snow had the right combination of beating the earnings. Really, actually, a surprise beat on the quarter, and then very bullish forecast. So, and of course, they're talking AI, so that's what the market loves to hear. So that played well for them. That's explains it. And I don't know if Snow's going to be in play. It's one of those ones that people like to hey, what about Snow? Can you look at that? And usually I look at it, and I'm like, I don't think so, but maybe today. I mean, it got good volume yesterday leading into earnings, so maybe once the opening bell rings, it'll get good volume again. It is a nicey stock, so I'm not surprised to see the volume low here pre-market, but the price action's not all that bad so far this morning, so might be worth keeping an eye on it. I'll put it on a chart here. Why not? Don't have a lot else. See what happens with it. CRM, on the other hand, you mentioned also earnings. It's interesting. This is Salesforce, and I used to work with Salesforce, and there was a point in time where they were the bee's knees in their segment, but really, they've sort of fallen off a little bit, as you can see by the daily. And if you sort of zoom back to the chart, you can see they've fallen a bit over the last little while. Look, they did not provide the guidance the market wanted, so they really sort of provided low guidance. And there's a lot of concerns that, frankly, their foray into AI, right? Everybody's got to do AI, and they themselves are a software and services company, and apparently their AI work is not going as well as expected. So not as much uptake as they had hoped, and they're a little bit behind the curve on that. So CRM is on the downside potentially this morning, if that's something you're doing.
Yep, absolutely. So I'll put these two on my secondary. I don't expect to trade them, but again, Snow really could be interesting. We got 700,000 shares traded now. We're up 13%. The daily also looks interesting here. So maybe today's their day. Again, normally very light volume, but given their move here, they could have something in play today. All right, friends, let's stop here. Let's go over to what you guys like this morning. So I'm pulling up our chat room there and seeing what what's on deck and what we can go over. So starting with our chat room friends, let's take a look here. We have IonQ, Chatfest. Yeah, IonQ. Yeah, I don't have it on my list. Earnings last night, but I don't expect them to do anything great. Steve giving us CORZ. This was in play yesterday too, right? It was in our gappers list, gapping up as well.
We
right?
looked at it this morning. Yeah, we
Oh,
did
is it
talk Core Scientific. This is the one with they had the $1.2 billion investment in a plant in Texas somewhere. Benson? Denton?
Okay, yep. Yes,
Denton.
yes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Or
I
Texas.
don't know, man. It's great news. This could probably do something. I think I'm gonna put my chips elsewhere. But yeah, it's a stock that, hey, if it gets going, you can get a really nice move out of this one. So that's big news for them. You know what? It might be interesting how the heavy volume treats this one at the open, because it is big news. Although things are like, okay, another factory and AI whatever stuff. I know it's getting boring already, right? But who knows? Who knows? Maybe there's something happening here. So we'll put it on the secondary list. CORZ. Again, if it does get the volume, it can shoot up pretty nicely here. So be mindful of that. Let's take a look at Hood. So Hood, I see it as a crypto play here. I don't see anything individually happening with them. And I have two that I like already. I have Mara and Coin. So these guys are up 5.6 right now. Again, if you look at Mara, Bitcoin, all these other ones, they're very similar daily. They all been dropping here with Bitcoin kind of losing 100,000, then coming back up over the last couple of days here. So Hood is probably my least favorite. I know Paris crushed this thing yesterday as he took a trade. He was yesterday, the day before. He had on his list, did trade very well. But for me, man, it's one of my least favorite ones to watch. So I'll stick with Mara and Coin. Even MSTR could be a nice one as well. Has moved very well in the past, so just be careful with those. AMD from Michael Angelo. Let's take a look at AMD here. Man, AMD. Are fun days for AMD over, Peter? I feel like I haven't looked at AMD in forever, man. Is the fun over?
Well, I guess it depends on your definition of fun. So, absolutely not for me. I still find trade opportunities on it, so I like watching it. It is not as explosive or move with as big a range as a lot of other things out there, and certainly it's tamed itself from the big moves that it used to make. But no, it's still, the love's not gone for me, anyways. It might not be my number one squeeze anymore. I mean, I have to admit, I've been watching Nvidia a lot closer over the last number of months, but AMD is still on the list.
Yeah. Man, beautiful downtrend on the daily, man. Look at that. That is as clean as you can get as far as trending downwards on AMD. So we'll see as we're just hovering here over the previous day close. We've been using that support for the last couple of days. Is it in play? I mean, it's got 1.7 million shares traded. So, we'll see. The last 3 days in the red could be interesting to see if we hold this here, or are we going to go any lower? Maybe today we'll watch AMD. Let's put AMD on here. The daily, it looks so interesting here. So yeah, let's put AMD on the list. See where it goes. All right, let's take a look at a few from our YouTube friends. Meta. Meta looks good on the daily. Yes, pre-market action, you're not going to get a whole lot of activity. It's just pretty flat. Volume comes in at the market open. But yes, getting a little bit of a bounce here on Meta. I won't be watching it, but I'm sure many of people in the chat room will, and they'll call it out if they see something. OKLO also getting a little bit of a bounce. We're up 10%, 1.1 million shares traded. Again, this one can be very explosive. I'm not seeing anything over the top on this one. Also, be mindful. It can also be very choppy. Like, look at this choppy action. Look how wicky it is as well. So just be mindful of that. We had some really good, clean trading out of this in the past, especially on this drop here. Look how beautiful that was. And on the way up, we had some really nice wide body days here. But yesterday was not one of them. Yesterday was definitely not the cleanest day that we've seen out of that one. But it can always take off here. I'll be looking for that one in the scanners. If you have space for it, definitely add it to your list. And then one more here before we head to announcement. PRCH, Porch Group. Big day yesterday, climbing out of $5 here. Yeah, I'm not sure about this one. I'm not sure. What is this stock? Let's see what did it do yesterday. So yesterday it popped up pretty nice. Yeah.
Looks like they had earnings.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't like it, man. This looks very messy.
Yeah, they had earnings. I can tell you what all the numbers were, but not a lot of analysts covering it, so I don't know. I don't know. It's they got an upgrade, but the
Yeah.
upgrade was from Loop Capital. I don't even know Loop Capital. I didn't know that they did upgrade, downgrade work. But anyways, yeah. Hey, if you like it, it's all yours. Go for it.
No, no, yeah.
This trades
I
on the.
personally don't.
Does this trade on the American Stock Exchange too? Where does this thing even trade?
No, I showed it Nasdaq. I have it on Nasdaq. Probably we just don't got a lot of info on
Okay.
it.
Okay.
But yeah, no, I don't like it. All right, all right, friends, let's stop here. Again, I got a great list already. Nvidia, POTR, Tesla, Apple. We just added AMD. Even the secondary looks good. We got Mara, Coin, Snow, CRM, and CORZ. So a couple there that can get going. All in the green except CRM and Apple. Everybody else is in the green territory this morning. So, all right, with that said, guys, head over to bearbootraders.com and you can always see what's happening for the next 2 weeks. We'll bring you into what's taking place on this beautiful Thursday.
All right, like Carlos was saying, it is Thursday, which means it's mentorship day. We've got 3 mentorship sessions for you today, starting with our 11 a.m. session with Lenny. I should talk about trend trading and anything you want to talk about. It should be a good session. All of these, by the way, are going to be in the webinar room for our elite members. Then noon, Jared will take over and talk options. So whether you want to talk equities or options, you need to join at 11 or 12 respectively. And or both, right? Because they're both valid topics, and the trading strategies are portable between the two different mechanisms. So options, equities, futures, right? We trade them all. And then if you like those sessions, well, then you definitely want to go to the evening session with Thor. It's very popular. He talks he talks equities and futures because that's what he trades. So Thor takes over the airways at 8 o'clock at night. So those are your 3 sessions for today: 11 a.m., 12 p.m., and 8 p.m. If you want to join us here at Bear Bull Traders, we'd love to have you. We always love to welcome new members into the community. If you're just listening on YouTube, then you might want to sort of join us all day because there's a good trading opportunity, good questions and answers, people watching different stocks all throughout the day, every single day that the market's open. We're always here. The intro through the Elite Annual give you different membership options. So check it out at bearbulltraders.com. And I will mention the live trading summit. Again, it's happening in Vancouver at the end of March, the 29th to 31st. Andrew was giving me a hard time for what I said about it yesterday. But we're sort of like brothers in that, I find, right? Like we fight amongst ourselves, but then someone threatens us from the outside, we are shoulder to shoulder to take on the world. So in any event, I just thought it was interesting. So I'm not going to mention the thing that he was riled up about yesterday, but I do want you to go to the summit because it's awesome. It is going to be fantastic. We have a TEDx talk at the beginning of it. We've got a 2-day mentorship series where we're going to talk about everything trading, from psychology to trading strategies to approaches you can take in the market, let alone all the learning you can get from like hanging around with traders for 3 days in an intensive, all sort of immersive type format. So hopefully you'll join us on. I'm not saying it. Whatever you're seeing on the screen, it's anyways.
How many horsepower this thing has here? You know how much that has?
I have no idea. I'm not.
Can you read the first paragraph for us?
No, I'm not. No, not happening. Anyways, I'm hopefully you'll join us in Vancouver for the Traders Forum. As you can see, we like to have a lot of fun. It's and it's going to be a great time. So end of March, check it out, bearbulltraders.com. You can find all the information on the Trading Summit. So there you go. Can I talk about my car? Can I talk about that? I mean, that's different. I'm very much more a fan of my car, but in any event, yeah. All right. Anyways, let's set some levels here, Carlos, and then I'll let you know what the monitors are watching. We'll get to our live traders. They're queuing up.
Absolutely, queuing up, ready, rock and roll here. Take it through the market open, guys. So yeah, let's do some levels. Someone mentioned Google in chat. Yeah, all the Magnificent Seven are getting a little bit of a bounce. I have 3 of them, right? I have Nvidia, Tesla, which is barely making the Magnificent Seven, going on the trillion, I think, the last couple of days. and I have Apple. So, right, so these three are on here. You can look at Google, you can look at Meta. I think they all can be in play and they all can get great volume there. So let's get some levels in. Let's start with Nvidia here. Again, I think even though we didn't get fireworks yesterday, I think today will be a great trading day. Volume is already there for us, guys. 18 million shares traded. I mean, what more do you want? That is awesome stuff. And actually, the fact that we haven't moved crazy after hours, we might get the move now, which is better for me because I don't trade after hours. So this is better for a lot of us that don't trade earnings. So 135.54 is your high of your pre-market. We also have 138.51, which is on the great level there. We saw that as good support over a stretch about 3 days, and then a little bit of resistance as well. And then above that, if we were to get going higher, 141.25. Towards the bottom, you got everything you need. Highs and lows for the last 2 trading days. You do not need to add anything else. So that's good. It's good there. Let's go to PLTR. PLTR again finding a little bit of a base after a nice drop here over 4 days there. So we're getting some support here at the moment. We're surrounded by the highs and lows of the last 2 trading days, but we're going to mark the high of the pre-market at 92.52, and then above that, if we move to the left a little bit, we don't have much. We have this big gap up that we had here end of January, early February, which is going to mark 96.39 is a good one there, and then the below of this gap, the top of this gap up 162. So and that's 100.62 by the way. So there it is. So I think that's a really good levels on PLTR, and again, volume is coming in. Pre-market action right now is just very choppy, a lot of sideways. So let's see if we can get some kind of breakouts. We kind of level off here from the drop we've been getting. All right, Tesla. I think, Peter, they lost like 45% of their European sales is what I'm reading. It's and obviously really? Given it it's like the sales are like 45% down. Compared to how the elections has gone, how involved he is with the elections, right? So people are retaliating. They are not happy with the Tesla situation. But here it is. We are, as far as, not Tesla, really, they're just not happy with Musk. Highs and lows of the last 2 trading days, you can see it surrounding the price action here. 275.23 is a level towards the bottom. Below that, we are seeing a 263.88. It's another great level there. And then towards the top, highs and lows for the last 2 trading days. Again, Tesla on a downtrend there's no end to it at the moment. We're coming up at the 200 moving average here, so maybe there can be some support there. Oh, I'm showing you guys the wrong chart. Here we go. Maybe there could be some support there, but again, Tesla's just not feeling it at the moment. We're up 1.4 right now. It's on my list because I think it should be a lot of fun to trade. Here's Apple. So Apple right now, we're pretty much right at the previous day close, so not a whole lot of activity at the moment, but it should be interesting. 866 is a good level there to have. Below that, we do have a nice daily level at 235.60, and then down at 231.46 is another great level as well. You can see how much support is happening around those areas. We'll mark down the high of the pre-market at 241.65, and then once you do that, you're all set on Apple this morning. So decent volume. We'll see how things play out. We're watching AMD today. I said levels off here, and again, this one has not been doing well in the last few months. It keeps going lower and lower, but let's see if we can get something out of it. 106.60 is the high of the pre-market. The low is pretty much just above the previous day close at 105.05. And then once you do that, again, this daily shows you're surrounded by the highs and lows of the last 2 trading days. So you're pretty set there. And then our secondary list, guys, I got a bunch of stuff on here you can see at the bottom of the screen. I am not going to add any of the levels for these. We'll just be ready for them in case they get going. But snow does look interesting. I know they don't trade all that hot, but today, me and Peter agree that today could be their day if they can get going here. All right, Peter, take us through what our team is watching this morning.
All right, you bet. Our mods are getting all their lists in, and we're going to start at the top with Megan. She's going to be watching just Amazon and Apple. Oh my goodness, I keep losing my voice here. Keeping it tight on those two tickers. Sean's going to be watching the market overall, Tesla and Nvidia. Thor's going to be watching AMD and Microsoft. Lenny's going to be watching Apple, Nvidia, Tesla, and Snow. Mike is watching Meta, Nvidia, and keeping an eye on the scanners, of course. Avi, his usual list. He's watching the Magnificent Seven and AMD. Eamon's going to be watching Microsoft for a potential long. Brian's watching Tesla, Nvidia, Amazon, Baba, and PLTR. Phil watching Apple, Nvidia, Tesla, and PLTR. Andrew looking at Robinhood, not one that we spent a lot of time talking about here today, but could be in play. Nvidia, AMD, Tesla, and PLTR. I'm going to be watching my usual three in AMD, Tesla, and Nvidia, and I'll keep an eye today on Snow, PLTR, Meta, and Warner Brothers just for the heck of it. I've got two potential IPOs to let you know about. I'll let you know if and when they open. And last but not least, Paris is going to be watching Nvidia, Apple, Tesla, SMCI, and Google. And Paris has been, as always, just killing it here. When he picks a stock, it tends to work. So he's been having some great trades that he's been posting in the room and then sharing with everybody throughout the day. So hopefully you'll stay with us here. We've got live trading going from now through till about noon. And then, of course, in the chat room all afternoon, we're trading live. And we'll be back with you this afternoon for some live earnings. Once again, we'll see. Hopefully we get a little more excitement on these earnings than we did with NVIDIA. But, we'll cross that bridge together. For now, we got to worry about this opening bell and what opportunity that's going to bring us.
Yep, absolutely. We'll switch over to you guys once Brian and Andrew hop on in. I know they're getting ready to rock and roll here. And we'll switch over to them. Tesla almost on a complete down cycle. Yeah, it's pretty bad. I mean, the numbers, right, for example, like what I was mentioning earlier, just in Europe alone, 45% down from last January. So and it's not a whole lot of cars. It was 18,000 a year ago that they sold in January, and they only sold 9,945 cars. So it's not a huge number, but it's just a sign that, hey, you're affiliating yourself with a political party, and if people don't agree with it, they're just not going to buy your car. That's just what happens. That's why usually CEOs kind of stay very neutral, but Elon Musk is not your usual CEO, and his company's going to pay for it
No,
a little bit here. He's definitely not. But I like him. I really like Musk. I think he's a smart man. He'll figure things out, but Tesla definitely not loving his his situation right now. All right, we got our guys are in. Good morning, Andrew and Brian.
Good morning, everybody.
How's everybody? All right, you guys doing? Trade smart and have a great morning.
Thank you so much, sir. Appreciate that.
I'm going to trade like a wild man today.
No, don't do
that. Just because I'm feeling crazy.
Yeah.
I've done one trade on Nvidia through 135.
There you go. Hood is also hitting a scanner.
Yeah. Ooh, Tesla just dropped.
Tesla is down.
Could be interesting.
So somebody should message Elon Musk and say, "What did you get done last week?" Your stock is down 20%. NVDA earning was kind of wild. I tried to trade it in the pre-market, post-market, and it was not fun, actually. President Trump said that tariffs are going to go on Mexico, so that's why Canadian dollar dropped. US dollar got stronger.
I just, I tried to get on yesterday for the close, and I was not in my office, and I could not, where I was, I could not get, I could not get on the trading on the website to join the chat. Just get that spinning circle. Tesla's still selling off here.
Yeah, Tesla is setting off really bad, actually, as a matter of fact. I think 276 in this daily chart, it would have been a very nice area for the bounce. So this is...
I was thinking 280, somewhere 280, 275, somewhere in that area. Wow, look at Tesla dropping here.
Post-election gain.
as I mentioned to some of the mods yesterday, I'm going to have to leave early today. I've got a meeting at 8 o'clock and got about a 45-minute drive or more. So it's going to be a shortened trading session for me.
Yeah, so Brian is actually leaving soon at
Half hour.
half an hour. I would be trading, but not a problem. If anyone wants to join, they can come, and if not, I'll be here until 11. NVDA obviously earning, so earning play, opening range break up is good. There you go, ding, ding,
Okay, here
ding.
we
Let's see
go.
what the market is opening. All right, so let's wait a few minutes to see where the dust is settling. Tesla went red, 290.
Yeah, Tesla went red. It's going to bounce here. This is PDC.
Wood,
Nvidia pulling back.
not a lot of volume on wood. R is also interesting. Obviously, I have an eye on NVDA. NVDA just popped up a little bit in the pre-market, and now it's kind of a messy pattern, but we'll see. Apple, honestly, is nothing. AMD sold off pre-market. SMCI, nothing. PLTR. It does. My platform seems a little bit slow.
I'm long
Check.
Amazon. Amazon's breaking out here.
Amazon is eating a scanner too, huh? PLTR looks like it wants to pop up to open 1 minute main range break up. Yeah, PLTR is interesting.
Yeah, PLTR is interesting too.
PLTR did a interesting move. Let's see, Tesla is also bouncing back.
Yeah, I'm thinking I might short it.
Nvidia is really setting off.
Yeah, it is selling off a lot. Okay, Amazon popped up through yesterday's high. Now it's kind of pulling back here. See what it
Yeah.
does. Yeah, PLTR is breaking out.
I'm gonna get a long on TSLL 1355. Tesla tries to go above the VWAP, so I'm gonna go long TSLL 1355. Looking at Tesla price action, Tesla is closing above the VWAP soon. If Tesla closes above the VWAP, goes toward 295, TSLL can go higher. Again, I'm trading the pattern on Tesla through TSLL. Wood was a very nice pop as well, yeah. Alright guys, I'm long test TSLL because Tesla tries to stays above the VWAP. And again, TSLL is a 2 times leverage, is following Tesla price action.
Bob is breaking out.
Perfect, yeah, excellent. Let's see if Tesla continues closing. It looks like bullish Tesla 296 potentially. I haven't partialed yet, guys, on TSLL. Let's see if Tesla hits 296. Wood was also very nice. Yeah, NVDA is struggling. Still holding, guys. TSLL, I haven't partialed yet. And looking at the price action of Tesla is above the VWAP now. 5 minute looks bullish. Let's say 296. If it's 296, then I start partialing. Okay, now very close. Tesla to 296. Come on, come on, come Pop up to 296. Come on, Tesla. You guys
I'm out
should
of
be able to.
Amazon. That back at break even. It just it's kind of was a bit of a disappointment. I'm looking at PLTR, but
PLTR was a
it's
strong.
struggling here to break out.
What happened with PLTR? PLTR was strong at the open, huh? At R3. Okay, now Tesla might go test the 296 now. What's the market doing? Spies 597.
It's just choppy right now.
NVDA is might go red actually, as a matter of fact.
Yeah, Nvidia's it. I was thinking it might pull back and it might be a good bounce play, but I'm glad I haven't tried that one yet. Still, it's kind of struggling to find some ground here.
All
Actually,
right,
it
guys,
looks
perfect.
like it's going to go lower.
Unfortunately, guys, on TSLL, Tesla popped up to above 296. That was a very good profit. $12,000. That's good so far. Okay, now it's going. Okay, perfect. So again, I'm trying to partial at the first risk that I put. This is really nice. Again, Tesla, TSLL is following the price action of Tesla. Really, it was below the VWAP, but if you look at it, the moment that I took it, it's like Tesla popped up above the VWAP. So Tesla might break the 297, 5-minute range break up. 298 is the higher pre-market, so it might actually go higher. That was a really good trade. Thank you, Elon
Yeah,
Musk. Did you get done?
yeah, it was a nice trade. Ooh, SPY just popped. Q's just popped.
Yeah, nice. I like that.
I'm long some PLTR now. See, it
Yeah,
seems like it's
PLTR.
going to go here.
Yeah, I should have got into PLTR. Righty. So, guys, remember, you in the chat room, you should be able to see my screen. In YouTube, guys, you won't be able to see my screen, and it's a little bit delayed, but PLTR might go through 94. That's very nice. SPY is running up.
And SPY is going.
I'm still long on TSLL. Yeah, I'll try to see what NVIDIA is doing. NVIDIA is my next target. NVIDIA is going to go red now.
Seems like it.
Tesla is pulling back. Let's see if Tesla loses the VWAP or not. If my stop loss on TSLL is now the break-even point because I partialed 75% of my position. Usually when you get a profit, you don't want to go negative on that. So you bring your stop loss to the break-even point. NVDA, trying to see what NVDA is doing. NVDA might bounce from the previous day close. Daily chart, NVDA, even though it's earning, it's really range
Yeah,
bound.
good chance. Good chance it'll bounce.
Yeah, as we just PLTR looks strong to go to 94. Open 5-minute to be in range breakup on PLTR. Very nice and beautiful. AMD didn't do anything. I'm deleting AMD from my chart because it doesn't look good. SMCI selling off 6%. Wood, yeah, Wood is also coming back up.
I was debating whether I want to get out of PLTR. I don't like these candles. I'm getting out of PLTR too. So I don't like these candles that it's throwing here.
Yeah.
Kind of ugly.
Qs are up 0.7%. What is driving Qs up? Meta? Is Meta up again?
Oof.
Yeah,
Wow.
Meta is up.
Look at Nvidia went red.
Yeah, not fun on NVDA. Yeah, 130. Yeah, it doesn't look much of a interest in NVDA. Wow. So I had a pretty good profit on TSLL now. Let's see if it's stop me out or not. Yeah, Canadian dollar is going to garbage. Uh, wow. I'm looking at potential reversal on NVDA. I don't want to short it now. If we hit to 128.50, I would take it as a reversal. I don't know if we do actually get it or not. It seems that it wants to bounce back before 128.50. Wow. Amen is trading options now. Options,
Yeah.
$3,000 Microsoft calls. Yeah.
I went short the SPY using SPX options.
Yeah,
I'm
very
gonna
nice.
cover them here. Well, I'm glad I got out of PLTR.
Yeah, PLTR is really turning around. NVDA, again, as I
Yeah,
mentioned, NVIDIA looks like it's holding 130. I don't know. It's a little bit too early to catch a reversal on it, but the price action seems a little bit strong. Okay, TSLL is
Q.
bouncing back completely. I think this is a
Yeah,
time for
Qs
me
are
to get
really
out of
selling off.
TSLL. I'm getting out of
Okay,
TSLL, guys.
I'm getting out of. I'm selling some of my puts on SPX.
Yeah, SMCI is also going down really nicely. SMCI potential bounce at 43.75. Yeah, everything is rolling over now,
Wow.
guys. Market is really setting off. I'm all out of my position,
I've,
guys. I'm all out. I made $9,700 on
Jeez.
TSLL.
Phew. Wow.
Make it a little bit easy. Thor is shorting Nasdaq futures. Nice. That would have been a very nice trade. Yes. That Nasdaq dropped 0.5% quickly. Yeah. LTR is rolling over completely. What's Snow doing? Snow is also losing it. Yeah. All these pops are selling off at the open. Tesla, very possible that goes red. I think for me, I have an eye on NVIDIA reversal, potentially at this yesterday low at 128.50 if we get there. But it seems to me that these dips are being bought back up. Still very bearish 5-minute pattern. That's one
Wow.
thing. SMCI
That
also
was
days ago low 44. Paris
this is
cash. Wow.
amazing. This is awesome. I'm trading the 5990 puts on SPX. It's
Nasdaq
I
went
got in
red.
at got in
Jeez.
at it
Nasdaq
got in
went red.
at
Yeah.
it got in at 20 and they're trading at 34 now. These things are crazy. Okay, I'm getting out the rest of them.
What are you trading, Brian, by the way?
What's that?
What are you trading?
SPX.
SPX. Yeah.
You trade puts and calls on them. They're all every there's they have this zero DTE every day. So zero. Uh, just a word of caution, guys. These are extremely volatile. If you don't get your direction right, you can get smoked. Like I said, you could easily go from 35 to 20. It just as easily. So what goes up can go down. The great thing is you can trade the market with these directionally, and that's just all I'm doing here.
Yeah, very nice. Nvidia is selling off, guys. So it's been 15 minutes that it's selling off. It's getting into a
Yeah, it's
128.50,
down.
but since
It's
I
down to
was thinking of
yesterday's low.
yeah,
It's right at yesterday's low.
I was thinking of catching a reversal, but I'm not sure if I'm
Wow,
ready actually. Let's see what the market looks like. It's trying to bounce. Nasdaq tried to bounce
Tesla.
from yesterday close. Tesla
Tesla
290.
just went red on the day. Now it's going to bounce back.
Yeah, what was that sell-off in the whole market at 940?
I think I don't know. There's still, I don't know. It must be. There's still obviously sellers in the market. Take a little bit of a long on Tesla for this bounce here. Again, I'm trading. Using options 290s. Not here for a long time, just a good time. As a matter of fact, I'm going to sell some here.
All right, so NVDA bounced back from 128.50. I was actually thinking of catching a bounce on it. It looks like the order flow was kind of bullish on NVDA. Not bullish, but I thought that it's not gonna be super weak today. It did bounce back. I was thinking of 128.50, but let's see.
I'm out of all of these options on Tesla. Well, that's nice. Got a nice little fill on the end on the last bit there. I traded Tesla just for that sort of like what Jared would call a Pearson fail. Kind of dropped below previous day close, but then snapped right back up. So I knew it had a bit of a bounce in it.
Yeah, NVDA is bouncing back. I'm looking at NVDL. Yeah, this is a really quick squeeze. I wish we could catch that.
Yes,
This is a very big.
and this is not the place to go long Nvidia. If anything, I would be shorting it here, but I wouldn't. I'm not taking it either way. So
Yeah, I think there is a case for a long, not now, but it's candlestick 945. It turned out to be super squeezy. Like this is actually a very bullish reversal.
what I don't like about this level is it's at the 9 EMA on the 2 minute chart, and it's at PDC too.
Yeah, well, let's see if it does the double bottom test. I might actually go long at around
Yeah,
128.50. Get it, but
that's what I'd be looking for. See, this is why you can't chase it at these levels. These levels are so important. You guys got to pay attention to these levels here. This is exactly where I would have thought Nvidia would have failed right there. 9 EMA 2 minute chart.
yeah, well, no, thanks, Brian, for saying that because it
Same
did
with
Nvidia drop.
same with Tesla. 9 EMA 2 minute chart came up there, rejected. Okay, so now we look for either a double bottom or a higher low if you want to go long. Qs have gone red on the day.
Again, yes, yeah. It did go red, bounce back, and now went red again. So it looks like the
Oh,
yeah the
Amazon just went, it's going red.
again for me, only thing that I'm actually looking at is a potential reversal on NVDA and
See, if you're
SMCI
going to take this would be the entry for Nvidia right here, right around
for a long.
129.50 for a long. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you have an area where you know you're going to stop out.
Exactly. Yeah. I'm gonna wait on that reversal yet on
Yeah,
NVDA.
I think the problem is the Qs are continuing to sell off, SPY's continuing to sell off. SPY's going to go to PDC, I think. So we had the jobless claims this morning came in higher than expected. And if you look at Tesla, that's why I didn't stay in that long trade for very long. Just rolled over again there. Tesla's coming down to yesterday's low now.
288 Tesla. Yeah, not a fun time for Tesla.
It's a big order at 285. It's a pretty big order stacked at 280.
LTR went red too. So it's still like keep an eye on NVIDIA for reversal. I want to see what it's gonna do. I'm gonna get a long at NVDL 55.75 here. NVDA 129. I put the stop loss if NVDA loses below yesterday low. I might regret doing that. I'm not really confident in this trade, but we can manage this trade. All right, here we go. We popped up 55.75, 56 on NVDL. See if
Still in a downtrend. Just be careful with Nvidia because it is still trading below 90 EMA on the 2-minute chart.
yeah, absolutely. I think it's gonna test the low of the day, probably. I think this trade looks
It
like it's
might.
gonna.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna get a
Yeah.
stopped
Here we
out on
go.
it. Yeah, I'm gonna get a stopped out on it. I think there's a little bit. I think we're. I don't know what to say. What to say? Yeah, there you go. So let's see. I mean, we're gonna
Yeah.
catch it again.
Qs are, Qs are selling off still.
Tesla 288. Yeah, Tesla is gonna go through the 288. Okay, boss. Did you see Tesla? Ah,
Yeah, they're trying to defend yesterday's low here on Tesla or Nvidia, excuse me.
all right. So PLTR completely diving. NVDA is
I'm
diving.
yeah, I'm a short Nvidia. That I could tell they were losing it at 128.50. Here we go into the 127s. Oh, Tesla selling off still. Just
Yeah.
covered some just at 128. Wow. And I wish I still had some puts on SPX. I don't even want to look at what they are at now.
Tesla is down 2%. Reversal on Tesla. Again, Tesla very likely to get to 277, 276 today. Then that's a 200 moving average plus pre-election gap. Potential bounce from
Damn.
there.
They're almost those SPX puts are almost $50 now. Wow. Everything is just getting trashed this morning. My God, the humanity.
The humanity, Brian. Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Humanity. Um, yeah, I have an eye on NVDA for a reversal. I don't want to short it now. It's S3 on NVDL is 53. NVDA S3 would be 126.15. And that is actually a good idea to consider taking a reversal. Qs are getting to S3 at 510. SPY. Nice jazz on AMD short. Humanity. Right. So NVDA, I think NVDA for S3 has a case for another reversal on it. The first one was a little bit too immature.
It's definitely. I'll be back tomorrow. Wow. Look at Tesla drop. Man,
Yeah,
PLTR
Tesla.
is getting absolutely smoked. Hmm.
Tesla sales in Europe were down 17%, while in
I
EV
thought,
sales was up 37%. Was up
I thought,
37%, but Tesla sales were down 17% in Europe.
yeah, I thought it was like 45% or something like that, or maybe that was China.
Lower, 45% lower.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
maybe that
45.
number was
I think it
higher.
depends.
Yeah.
It depends what what you're comparing it against. Obviously, I think they're down 45% from a year ago, and maybe
Oh, a
that was
quarter.
month over
I think
month or
last
something
year
like
or
that.
something. Yeah. But the point was that in Europe, apparently people are boycotting Tesla because the EV sales are up 37%, but the Tesla either 45% or 30% down. In the last quarter, I think
Yeah.
the people are boycotting Tesla in Europe because
But
apparently Elon Musk is.
I think the other thing too is that the Tesla cars are are expensive, and now you've got some of these Chinese cars that are coming in that the quality is just as good. They're fresher look because Tesla really hasn't changed their look much since they came out with their cars,
Yeah, that's true.
and their cars are like what is it, two-thirds of the price. So it's just not. It's no longer cool to own a Tesla,
Yeah,
especially
that's true.
when you have to pay up for it. All right. Well, we got to be getting. Excuse me. We got to be
Right.
getting to a bottom here on.
Yeah, NVDA is at S3. I'm considering another reversal on NVDL. NVDA seems that it's at 126.15, which is S3. Could be some bottoming price action happening.
We
So I'm
came down
looking at the
to close.
today.
Came down to close to yesterday's low on the SPY.
Ren, are you sure you don't want to postpone your meeting? Say something happened.
Yeah, I know this is don't have a I don't think they'll wait. They'll hold the meeting without
Say,
me.
say
I'm
you're trying to save humanity. Tell them, oh, humanity,
trying
because of the
to.
humanity of the.
The markets are, yeah, trying to find a buyer here on the markets.
Doesn't seem like anyone wants to buy anything. All right, so NVDA is breaking S3, but it doesn't seem like any price action that you can actually count on that. It just keeps, wow, humanity. Are you kidding me? No
Yeah,
bounce. Look at
no bottom. There is
no
no
bottom.
bottom.
Home sales are coming.
Not yet.
Apparently, is helping. Yeah, no bottom on anything. NVDA, the next level on NVIDIA. Again, I'm looking forward to take a trade on NVDL. I mean, it looks like 124, which is 2 days ago low, would be something that area. Look at the volume at 10 o'clock on Qs. It's a home sale, huh?
Oh yeah, look at that volume. That woof, woof.
Humanity.
Wow.
No. Down 8%. Microsoft is down. Where is the bottom for humanity?
There
Maybe
is no bottom.
VDL. Tesla's 281.
Every pop gets bought or sold, I should say.
Humanity is a dog's breakfast right now, Tom. That's what Brian would say.
It's a dog's breakfast.
I take another long on NVDL at 52.95. NVDL, guys. So essentially, looking at NVDA at S3. Let's see if NVDA losing its 125.50 level, which is S3.
Okay,
Jared,
guys, I gotta get going.
yeah, goodbye.
Hope everyone had a
There you
good morning. Yeah, it was amazing. Some amazing trades. Does look like we're trying to find some kind of a bottom here. So take care, everybody.
humanity.
And yeah, we'll see you tomorrow. Yeah. Cheers.
Yeah, so guys, NVDL, I'm long NVDL, guys. Let's see if NVDL pop up a little bit more. So I took this reversal for NVDA from S3. It's working now. Let's see if actually we can get a little bit higher on NVDA. Maybe NVDA toward 128. We sell NVDA at maybe about 54. It's not a bad place to start partialing. Market seems that any of our open traders, if you're want to join, if you haven't blown up your account yet, Paris, he said he can join, but you need I think the link as well to join if you want to come to on YouTube. It was a very interesting open, very, very interesting. Let's see if this NVDA bounce can actually hold. Kind of bouncing with the market. NVDA toward 128 would be nice. Okay, hands on the trigger to start partialing on NVDL. It's about 54. Let's see, Coco. Tesla is bouncing back. Very nice reversal. Very interesting open, definitely. That was a very, very, very interesting open at the open. That pop and then. Right, so NVIDIA closes a doji on that candlestick. So NVIDIA is now at doji at S3. Let's see if we can a little bit more pop. Oh, there you go. That's exactly what I was hoping to get to NVDL. Okay, now I'm partialing some on NVDL. Just wait. Perfect. Now this is good profit. Yeah, so we'll see. NVDA toward 128. It's good. Let's see how strong would be this squeeze. It looks like NVDA can potentially test the 120, the 850 level. And I hold this NVDL.
Okay, hey Andrew.
Hey, buddy, how are you?
Good, What a
You
day.
shorted SMCI at the open very nicely. You get like almost over 10% move on it. I don't know if you're still in it or not.
Yeah, I got all out at
Oh,
45.
it's very impressive.
And I am also short Apple at from 241.50.
Short Apple, yes. I
Wow,
got out of
beautiful.
my NVIDIA position, guys. I need to go get a coffee. So I'm all out of my NVIDIA position. I'll be back in 2 seconds. Let's see if I can get this coffee machine to work.
Awesome. I would love a coffee too, a Canadian one. Uh, how is everyone doing, guys? What a day, guys. This is insane how the market sold off. Uh, Tesla continues to sell off. I am so glad I got out of the my Tesla puts the day before yesterday. Sorry, yesterday morning. I had bought some, sorry, I sold some 282 Tesla puts thinking that it would never go to 282.50. And today it is at 282.50. And I sold some weekly puts on Tesla, but I'm very happy that I got out on a profit. So Apple is a short. Yes, I am short Apple as well. So very nice. I think Apple is gonna drop. I did try it at the open to short Apple, but that I got stopped out. But then I took my second trade at 241.50, uh, and that worked out really nice. So now I'm looking for it. Already broke the low of the day, and now I'm looking for some continuation. Apple was showcasing a little bit of strength at the open. Everything was selling off, but Apple wasn't. And I think once it started to showcase a little bit of weakness, I tried again, and then it worked out really nice. I think Nvidia is trying to step up. Uh, I think Nvidia is gonna pop up. Let's see. $127 held really nice on Nvidia. Uh, yeah, how's everybody in the chat room? What did you guys catch? And YouTube as well. Today was a day of short, guys. Anything you would have shorted, you would have made money. And now things are trying to settle down, absorb all these selling. The buyers are trying to step up, but Nvidia, yeah, Nvidia is popping up. I think that was ve- very clear on the tape as well. That 127 hold. But Nvidia and all the stocks that are actually selling, right? I think the Tesla is bouncing too. Now, things on the so do not expect this to bounce completely or reverse. I think a good this bounce could just be a pullback to the VWAP. Sorry, you were saying something, Andrew?
No, no, no. I just came back. Yeah, I mean, I'm not in NVDA, but yeah, I did bounce back very nicely to 55. It looks like everything is bouncing back, especially NVDA. It was a very nice reversal. Um, it looks like it's. I had a pretty good day actually, $19,000. So very, very happy with the situation here. Yeah, IWM also bounced back from S4. Looks like market is slowly bouncing back.
Yeah, yeah. Great extension on the sell side. Now it's pulling back a little bit.
So humanity were saved by Wall Street.
That's yeah. And I had a level of 590.50 on my SPY.
Yeah, NVDA is also bouncing back very nicely. I wish I was actually holding my NVDL. Yeah, 50. Yeah, look at that 55. Beautiful move, guys. I'm happy that I got to learn NVDL, TSLL. I don't know why I was trading shares directly. These two are awesome.
Yeah,
Oh,
and you've
yeah.
been killing it with those TSLL and NVDL. Uh,
They're
that's
awesome. Look at the volume, look at the order flow, and look at the volatility, man. With these rates, I'm gonna be a billionaire, honestly, by next year. Just that was a joke.
uh, yeah, man, that's crazy.
Oh, it's good. Yeah, NVDA is good. I'm not gonna add an NVIDIA. I'm not gonna get back in there, but it was a very nice bounce reversal. Everything is bouncing very nicely. IWM really squeezed back up. US dollar is getting stronger, which is good for me because my income is in US dollar. That's interesting.
Yeah, and one of the things I find it a big challenge is when I'm like with reversals specifically. I think you have been like trading reversals for a good amount of time and you've been catching it for a very nice areas. But the problem that I face with reversals is that uh, and when you're trying to capture a reversal, it won't go straight up, like it won't go with the flow. It has to absorb all the, like if you're trying to absorb, like go for a reversal on the long side, you have to absorb all the selling pressure, and it won't be very clear bounce on the upside. But when you're trying to ride the trend, you have a very clear dominance on one side, and that's where I feel like it sometimes gets a little choppy, and sometimes you have to wait a lot longer, and that patience is very much needed when you're trying to trade a reversal versus you're trying to trade the trend. And yeah, people who and that's where the understanding the nature comes into picture. Like my nature, I don't feel like reversals are best fit for me, uh, but it's understanding what works for you and what doesn't. And these are the times where I have to stay tight and not trade anything, because I suck at reversals because of my nature.
Yeah, it's also the pattern recognition. Some people are better at recognizing the momentum trades. Some people are better at, that reversal. So it's
Yeah,
totally normal that if there's one certain category of trade, it works better for you. It's just how like I don't know if you're left-handed, right-handed, and everything. Like people can have different ability in different games, and this is a game. This is a problem-solving, pattern recognition game, and people react differently.
100%. Man, I don't think I've,
Um,
for a very long time, I've come to you like we have been in the chat room together. So glad to be with you.
yeah, it's been a while. Yeah, it's been a while. So I'm looking forward to see you actually in Vancouver. I know you have a workshop in Vancouver as well, so
Yes.
that will be super exciting. We did see you in yeah, you were in Colombia. Yeah, we had some fun.
Yeah.
All right, so market really bounced back very nicely after that big crescendo of sell-off. We're back looking at previous day close on SPY, NVDA. I'm actually surprised NVDA had such a big sell-off too. Like if the earnings seems like it was mixed yesterday, and then we kind of had this um, gap up in the pre-market, and then I was actually surprised it sold off like 4% at the open. Market means they cannot make a decision about this company. Is it good or is not bad? Is it a buy or is it to sell? So undecided.
Yeah, I was trading the post market yesterday as well. And what a piece of garbage this stock was. Did not know where to go. Nvidia is now selling off. Let's see if it has some continuation.
So you had a good trade on SMCI short. Did you have any other trade?
Yeah, Apple. Apple.
Oh yeah, you shorted Apple.
Yeah, I shorted Apple, and I shot it from 241.50 and scaled out to 238.50, and now I think it's gonna stop me out at break even.
Yeah, I'm wondering how long does it take for you to switch to these leverage products or options? Because Amen, I see that now trading options. We're
Yeah, I
converting
do
everyone.
trade options too, but I don't trade for like a day trading standpoint. I trade for the income strategy standpoint from like you know getting like trading different credit spreads or iron condors or butterflies. I trade those for the income trading strategies. But yeah, I find it difficult to get into leverage uh, and very quickly take actions accordingly. So, but I can definitely try out the NVDL and TSLL. I think those are some really good products that I can get into equity side. But the options day trading is like difficult to manage the way I trade.
Well, SPY went back green. NVDA is bouncing back from that moving average, and I need to take a quick break. I'll be back fast. If Paris, if anyone wants to join Paris, I don't know if Avi is done trading or not, or anyone else is available. Feel free to jump in. I'll be back.
Yeah, sure, Andrew. I was thinking of shorting Nvidia from 129, but let's see if it gives us a chance to. Uh, the only piece is that's too extended. I 128 bounce and see if it rejects. I think maybe one more retest of the low of 125 is possible on Nvidia. Okay, Apple did a complete reversal. Apple is Nvidia is weak. It looks weak too. And I think the testing of the lows of 125 is definitely possible on Nvidia. Uh, yeah, Tesla is coming back up. Tesla is actually interesting. Okay, I got stopped out of Apple at break even. Uh, Tesla is coming back up. Yeah, Tesla is now strong. That was a very good bounce from 282. So Nvidia is coming back up. So the SPY did a reversal, a full reversal. Very strong SPY. What happened? Now everybody wants to buy? Yeah, I can bring my screen up. Yeah, give me 1 second, guys. I'll use the restroom real quick and I'll be back. Okay, I'm back, guys. So let me share my screen. I'm gonna share my screen in the chat room. I don't know if I think that's how. Okay, you guys should be able to see my screen. So I think Nvidia. So this is the short that I did on SMCI. My final exit was at 45. That was SMCI and my Apple trade. Where is that Apple trade? Yeah, this was my Apple trade. First time stopped out, second trade scaled out, and then stopped out break even. So those are two. So Nvidia, I think it has a chance to go to the low of the day. Google, Tesla. I didn't touch Tesla, but Tesla was a great short around 295 based on my playbook. Now it's coming back up. I think it's looking strong. Nvidia is looking weak. Let's see. So I think things are back. I think it's above the VWAP as well. The shift of sellers versus buyers have changed. And that's the whole reason I'm not willing to short Nvidia right now, because what is happening is with Nvidia, they are selling, but now then there's a big buyer that comes in and they're trying to buy the entire thing at the these big candles on the volume side, and the selling volume is decreasing eventually. So not have a great conviction on Nvidia either. It can just chop around, and and I'm I'm already up really good on the day, and I don't want to take something, and also I'm gonna be not gonna be able to trade tomorrow, so I want to keep it clean, to be honest. So yeah, Tesla was. I think the biggest thing was I had a plan for Google. I had watch list on. I had Google in my watch list, and I really wanted to short this 174 area, and it tried to pop up. And this is a very basic setup. People who do not understand this, I want you to, this is something like a, the simplest trade you can get. You're looking for a level, and so right here, this is the area 170. Where did my epic pen go? My epic pen is not here. Anyways, so the area is, I don't know why the epic pen is not coming. So the area that I was looking at, the stock sold off yesterday. Now it's a pullback, and area is 174, 175 area. That if it breaks the 174, I would love to take a shot on Google. and it dropped 174, pulled back to this area, and when it tries to break this resistance and cannot hold it, this is what you call as a liquidity trap, where the institutions are trying to generate the liquidity, stop a lot of people out who are short, and then generate the liquidity and then have a clear sell off. And that's exactly, I was very very wanted to take one, but I was already into another trade and I couldn't take it. But this is what I would usually take. Maybe short 174 and scale out to 170, 169 something. So that would be my trade on Google, but couldn't take it. Apple is coming back up. What is PL? PLTR sold off too. So PLTR did not do anything. What did Hood do? Oh, Hood had a really nice sell off as well. So nothing really. Nvidia is coming back down. So it could just hold the 127. 127 has been that buyer. Was the move on SMC and Apple on the downside too fast? Yes, Adrian. The move in the SMCI was very quick, and that's why I did not add to my position. I was actually looking for a deeper pullback to VWAP. I was like, okay, I want to add aggressively, but I want to add at the right places. I was literally 40-50 cents away from the ad that I wanted to take, but it did not give me a chance. Actually, Nvidia is now looking to a sell off, guys. I think Nvidia is looking for a new leg on the downside. Nvidia is interesting. Nvidia is weak. Yeah, Nvidia is weak, guys. Uh, the the closer it goes to 126, below 126.50, the very high chance it below breaks the 125. Yeah, this is weak. Yeah, very good chance it moves down now. The sellers, all the buyers who were trying to hold the 127 are now trapped. They will have to puke. They will have to drop. And let's see if it closes below one. Yeah, very, very good. Okay, they're buying again now. They're selling. Yeah, I think it's going to sell and break the low of the day. Very, very strong selling pressure. Wow, Nvidia is going to go to the low of the day, guys. This is the let's see if it pulls back to 127 again. If it doesn't, wow, man. Every single pop is being sold off. Every single pop is being rejected. And those are the times when you don't get a pullback. You see, man, 126 dropped. Again, still very weak, guys. Still very weak. No sense of bounce. That is insane. This is Nvidia we are talking about. And now we expect a little bounce. Let's see. Let's see when sellers take over again. The buyers are stepping up. A good point of rejection is 127. Let's see if it rejects the 127 or would it break above 127 and hold above 127. but it should sell off. It should look for reject the 127 and then reject again for the break of low of the day. So 127, close to 127 got rejected. Now it's gonna sell off. Let's see if the sellers are gonna take over, and sellers are still trying to take over. They're still holding. 126.50 is trying to hold. If it drops, yeah, 126.50 is trying to hold. That should drop. If it doesn't drop, then it's gonna pop. Very good volume on Nvidia, guys. 126.50 was holding. Went to 127. Anything else that is interesting, guys? Anybody trading anything? What did Tesla do? Tesla did, yeah, I think Tesla is doing good. Yeah, Tesla can actually bounce to the high of the day. It is doing. Nvidia is still around 127, but I think now it's the buyers are stepping in. That 126.50 was the area that I saw buyers stepping in. But it's in a place where it's top end and bottom end is both are resistance and support. So not a great risk reward in terms of Nvidia, but Nvidia is now bouncing above 127. I'm thinking of, yeah, I think it could be a good long Nvidia. I think Tesla is also looking interesting on the long side, but it's. Yeah, Basa, I think that's the whole point. When you're trying to read the tape, you are trying to identify who is taking over and who is not, and you are taking decisions based on what you're seeing. At that point of time when it dropped the 127, the sellers were very quick to take over, but I saw the buyers stepping in at 126. So even though I was short, I was still watching it, that I don't see sellers continue to step down. I was actually seeing the otherwise. I was seeing the buyers continue to step up now. So the character of the buyer, or the character of this trading, in which the way it was trading, it changed. So I am just seeing what tape is showing me. So in at that point of time, I was short biased because I was looking for a rejection of 127. It did not reject. Rather, I saw 126.50 was buying at these areas. So there are multiple things that will help you. It would help you, like if you're short on a position, it will help you to get out earlier, just because you saw a character change of the character, or you're not waiting for your stop outs. uh, when you see something like that, and then if you're trading momentum, it would help you save a lot of money, and it will help you gain a lot of money by holding to a position when you see some selling pressure continues. So I think that's what our tape reading is. There is always a shift in the buyers and the sellers. All you're trying to identify is who is dominant, and then write the bigger picture move. Currently, I am, like, example, 126.50 was a buyer. Now you see 127.50 as a seller, and then this is not a good risk reward setup for me to participate. Actually, let's see if it happens. What happens at 127? I want to see. Yeah, 127 bounce now, which was initially a resistance, now becomes a support. And would I want to take a long here? I think it's a good long, but uh, just because I don't have that confidence level, just because it's a reversal kind of a behavior, and I don't have that confidence level in taking a long around here. I think it's a good long. A lot of people would wait for it to claim this 127, hold this 127, and then trade that 127. And it's a very good area to go long. But yeah, it's still showcasing weakness. It's yeah, it's still not dropping though. But let's. Yeah, I don't see a clear signal yet. Tesla is doing nothing. What is HEMS doing? A lot of people are talking about HEMS. John has been talking about HEMS. HEMS is doing nothing much. Nvidia is looking interesting. Nvidia is interesting for a long. Let's see how much of it can absorb. I'm taking a long on Nvidia, guys. I'm taking a long on Nvidia. The second I traded long, it just dropped.
Right. So Paris is trading long Nvidia, huh?
Yeah, I got out. Not looking good.
It's not that bad. It seems like a little choppy, but I don't think it's gonna go much lower.
Yeah, the 127.50 continue to hold, but they keep selling, which is I don't like it on the tape.
So I bounce back. I did a bounce back. SMC bounce back. Tesla bounce back. Tesla 291. Bitcoin doing 85.
Yeah, it's a very balanced tape. Like some is buying and some is selling. But I think the buyers are gonna win in this case. I'm getting back in. Let's see. I'm getting back in on Nvidia. Yeah, still no. The buyers are not dominating yet. Let's go. It's popping and very choppy. I don't know why am I in that trade.
NVDA down 3%, 127, huh? You're trying to catch a reversal on it.
Yeah, I'm trying to catch a reversal on it to at least 129, and it has to pop above 127.75.
North Star, Tesla. I mean, both Nvidia and Tesla, they have good days and bad days. Nvidia was did I make any money on it? Yeah, so Nvidia was not bad in the open. Now it's super choppy. So it was a very, very nice drop and small bounces at the open. But both of them are pretty much Magnificent Seven, and both of them have really good days and really bad days in terms of price action. To me, it looks like Nvidia has kind of reached to a point that it's not going to go much lower, but at the same time, I don't see much of a bounce on it. Like it's very similar to QQQ. So as you see here, it bounces back and Q's in a very narrow range, and it seems that everybody's pretty happy at the price that they're having right now, maybe for the rest of the day. So John is trading HIMS. He's been mentioning it. Oh yeah, HIMS is HIMS and Hair Health. Wow, this is crazy. Never really traded HIMS, but wow, this is absolutely crazy. What a drop. What a bounce.
Okay, I have to get out now. If this doesn't pop right now, I have to get out.
John, does your wife know that you're watching hers? Hims and hers? Does your wife know that there's a threesome going on between you, hims, and hers? I would be very careful on that.
Okay, I'll stopped out, guys, on Nvidia. That dropped the 127.
So thanks, Paris. You're signing off.
No, I'm here. Yeah, I'll be here until 12 because 11 to 12 is that place too. So Google is against getting back into the low of the day, close to low of the day. Or Tesla last way up. Yeah.
Ooh, I am left-handed.
But I think you do a lot of things with right hand too.
I can't do anything on my right hand, as a matter of fact. Nothing. Like I can't even bring this cup. Like half of my brain is paralyzed. Like I am not really doing anything. I don't know where you get that one from, but well, Dow is up. As a matter of fact, Dow Jones is up. Dow Jones is trading at 4,300. But it was a good day. I made $19,865, which is pretty good. Congratulations to the government of Canada for making so much money today. Yeah, John, my car is making all-time high. What does your car doing? All-time low? Sorry. Don't look at 287's trading. John, please send me 5 bullet points. What did you get from last week?
How do you think about it though? How do you
How do I think what?
about the actions being taken by Doge?
I don't know, man. I'm not following it, honestly. I think they could do it in a very less publicized manner, but the fact that it's Elon Musk and he wants to just show that he's it's always the biggest, who has the biggest dick in the world, like type of thing, like closing the whole agency, put the paper on the wall and stuff. Like he could just send a memo internally to managers, cut off slowly. Like, but he's the guy who, the reason that he bought Twitter was he just wanted to show who has the biggest dick in the world. Like, oh, Jeff Bezos at Washington Post, I'm gonna buy this one. Like that's how he is, and it's been serving him really well in life. But I mean, you can cut the government efficiently, but in more quiet manner, more, I don't know. I mean, I don't think he's asking my opinion, but and I'm not American, so I don't have much of a bias one side or another side. But the way that he's doing it is really funny. He's a great guy. He's the best engineer in the
Yeah,
world, and he should be
I
the richest
agree.
person in the world. I think the richest person in the world should be someone who is the best engineer, is sending things into the sky, and then solving the climate change problems and all of those crazy things that he does. But the way that he does it, like, have you ever seen any public from Tim Cook? Have you ever seen
Yeah, yeah.
him say anything? Like, there are two different way of being richest person. Even Zuckerberg is really things like the two different type of personalities, and I love that. But
No, 100%. I like, yeah, the way of doing things is can be argued, but I don't doubt the intentions. Like,
he's the best engineer in the world. Like, he
yeah,
solved the problem of electric vehicles. He solved it.
yeah,
Uh,
yeah,
and you've got to give him that huge credit. I gave him a lot of credit for a lot of things, but the way that he does things is very unique to him. Bloomberg has the whole podcast and the whole division about Elon Incorporation. That what he does weekly. Seriously, there's a podcast. His podcast is a whole section of the Bloomberg. Imagine like 10% of the organization works on it to monitor what this guy is doing weekly. Google it, Elon Incorporation. But I think we're gonna see him coming down. I don't think the way that he does the kind of things. I think we'll see rise and fall of Elon Musk. All of us are gonna see the way that he's gonna come. He either eventually really back off from all these politics and stuff. He comes behind the
yeah.
scene because you can't fuck with word like that forever. It eventually catches up with you really bad. So um,
I agree,
um,
100%. I think I don't doubt the intentions, but the way of being done, there are a lot of people who are not happy, but there are a lot of people who are usually the ones that are not happy would be loud, and people who are calm and composed and not doing anything, they are the ones who are actually happy with the way things are moving. Because end of the day, if you think about it, like uh, the US debt is at a very high, crazy levels. You have to find a way to make bring it down. Just the interest, I think
yeah,
that's the stat that he was mentioning, that the interest itself is equivalent to the defense spending that US is paying currently. So
yeah, and there
it
are two
has
ways
to.
of doing it. You either have to reduce the spending, or you have to increase the GDP. So the ratio of the GDP to death is going to be better. And they're Elon trying to do the both. Like, he tried to reduce the
Yeah,
spending, uh, and then obviously he wants to do deregulation. President Trump also wants to increase the GDP, so that ratio becomes less and less things. And if these two guys cannot do it, and this is very important, like. Then this is very dangerous situation. Even people who don't like Trump and Elon Musk, they have to wish them success, because if a billionaire who doesn't want to run again and the richest person in the world cannot fix you know, this big problem, then nobody would ever try. Who would
I agree.
try? And a lot of people say, oh, Elon Musk is close to the White House. And this is not something new. Always industrialist people, where JP Morgan was the person who saved the whole financial market by himself. Like, he was so close to the White House. So the big industrialist people have always been very influential in the politics. And that's totally normal, have been always one of the key success that US had in everything.
100%. It's Yeah, I think Elon Musk gets a highlight that he's the one that is connected, and the multi-million dollar or billion dollar contracts that he's getting from the Fed, but it was there before as well. Uh, like even for SpaceX, NASA reached out to SpaceX, not the other way around.
Yeah,
to.
and that's what Elon Musk was saying, that all of my contracts, which one of my contracts, like someone asked him in the White House that, you're close to the president, is in a conflict of interest? And his answer was that my which one of my contracts were, not the best type spending. So, I mean,
Right.
let's leave this one really to politicians and the media. But generally, I mean, I'm joking with John all the time that he loves Elon Musk, and I mean I love him as an engineer, but he's a very funny guy. That we can get too far. I laugh at him. He can't sue us for that. I don't think he gives a damn about what other people think about him. All right, I'm gonna go. Actually, I need to talk to my therapist. I have a counseling session. I need to talk to my therapist why my life is falling apart. So I'll leave it up to you and Thor. And yeah, thanks, guys. Cheers.
Awesome. Yeah, thank you, Andrew. Have a great day. Have fun with therapist. Uh, I was seeking therapy too, and a couple of months ago, my therapist said, "You don't need me anymore. You're good." So my life is maybe in getting back. So, but it keeps messing up, to be honest. So, uh, okay. So I think let me stop sharing and let me go to YouTube.
Yeah, switch over to the other link I'm gonna send you now, and then Paris will be on in a
Sure.
second. Over on our chat, Thor is gonna come on here and take care of things, and then we're gonna continue with Paris and Avi live on YouTube. All right, Avi. Good evening. How are you?
Good, good. Good evening, good morning. I'm actually very confused. What are we talking about? Therapy, politicians? What's going
It's
on
going.
here? What I miss?
It's going. It's going wild.
Oh man, you guys are having too much fun, huh? I'm missing it.
It is fun. It is fun. I love politics
No.
talks, man. I love how it gets people fired up. Like, it's weird how some people can hear another side of the argument. And it's sad. It's sad. Like, it's sad that we can have conversations without people pissing off. It's like me going to a restaurant and say, hey, I don't like blue cheese. I'm gonna get barbecue sauce instead. And somebody across the table gets pissed off. I'm like, wait, what? Like what you like. Let's both enjoy our space. But
There you go.
humanity is weird. Humans are weird.
Yes. Strange creatures.
Yes, we are.
Anyways, cool. Are we on YouTube? What are we doing? I'm a little lost here as well.
No,
Let's make sure
you
I got-
are on YouTube, my friend. I'm just.
We are live. Okay.
Oh
Good.
yeah, you're good. You're
Okay.
good.
We're here. Okay. Good. Hello, YouTube. How y'all doing today? I bet Paris is here too. Hello, if you're here. Therapy. Gosh. Guys talk about therapy. I feel like I should go as well. Trying to day trade for a living. I mean, you trying stuff like this, you gotta need therapy. Anyways,
That's true.
so hello, hello. Familiar names here on YouTube. What trouble are you guys causing today? Another beautiful day of sell-off, mostly sell-off. Had fun this morning. Traded live with the boot camp, PCT boot camp. That was fun. Slightly different environment, and now we're here. Hamza, yes, you have to be insane to do this job. Well, yeah. But there's insanity, and then there's you want to talk politics, there's conformism, there's pop culture, there's the rat race. You rebel against that stuff, basically fight for freedom, and they call you insane. All you're doing is fighting for your natural freedom, right? You've been indoctrinated through the education system into the rat race. That's just miserable. So find some freedom. Day trading offers that. You call me insane for day trading, I'll tell you, all right, well, I'm free, you're not. How about that? So I don't know, that's how I see it. So yeah, let's not talk politics because yeah, I can get fiery too, and this is not the right place for that. Yasmin, yes, Nvidia going Everything's going down the way I see it. So, anyways, we'll sit and see what happens. I'm in a short on Microsoft and on the SPY. I took partials on the Microsoft position already, holding the rest for further. And the SPY is slow, grinding down, looking for the 592 zone. I got short about 595, so it's halfway to the target. It's in an interesting place, area of support. Well, interesting place, intraday. I do see downside in it, but we'll find out. No guarantees in this business, right? Let's see. So, other than that, today I had a good little short on Meta up front within the first 10, 15 minutes or whatever it was. Took two other stop outs, I think. So, and now getting some good partials on the SPY and well, Microsoft. So sitting mildly green, comfortably green, let's say. And let's see what the rest of the day brings.
Hey, Avi, how are you?
Hey, good man, good. Did you just go to the therapist and come back? Is that what just happened? I'm lost. I don't
No,
know what's
bro.
going on.
No, I just
Uh,
went to the restroom.
same difference. Oh, good. How's your trading day treating you so
Pretty
far?
good, man. Pretty good. Not that bad. I want to keep it. I don't want to trade anymore because I'm not going to be able to trade tomorrow. So I want to keep it clean. And yeah, so, but had a really good move on the SMCI and Apple and took two stop outs on Nvidia.
All
So yeah,
right.
that's it so far.
Nice. SMCI, look at that. Oh, sorry. Give me a moment. I'll be right back. Just gonna take care of something. Just a moment.
Nvidia looks like it wants to drop, but I don't know where.
All right. Sorry, I'm back. My son got his new football jersey. He wanted me to see it. So all good. All right. What are you saying? SMCI? I guess you shorted SMCI for us
Yeah, I
earlier.
shorted SMCI at
Okay.
49.
Ooh, fun. Nice. Yeah. Apple as well is up there. See it. Cool. Yeah, I caught a bit of the meta move earlier and took one or two other smaller stop outs, but that was it. Yeah, I'm sorry, just a moment. I gotta take care of this.
Take your time, bro. What else is everybody trading? I'm thinking of Nvidia. Nvidia is, I don't know what to think about it. Amazon long. Nvidia is popping up. Tesla is popping up too.
All right. Sorry about that. There we go. Take care of a toddler.
All cool,
All
bro.
right. So, what trouble are we causing now? What I miss?
Nvidia is bouncing.
All right. Yep. Nice. Nvidia. We got. We found some buyers in the last few minutes I was away. All around. Nice. Cool. Cool. Meta. I'm in a short on Microsoft since I don't know half an hour ago. So hit a target, got partials. Still in it. Let's see. Continues or what? So, are you in Nvidia? Going long?
No, I'm not.
All right. Yeah, it'll be all right.
I was long biased like for this thing, but I don't want to touch it. The only thing is that I'm hesitant that I'm not trading tomorrow, and I don't want to mess around with a. And I already took a couple of hits on Nvidia, and I don't want to just give back my profits. I'm still in a very good shape on the day, so I don't want to just mess around.
Yeah. No, that's smart. Take care of the psychology.
Yeah.
Most important. Yep. Nice. Oh, what else we got? We got the SPY going back up. I might take a break even stop out here on the SPY if it pops up any further. Apple's actually interesting to me. Breaking out of a consolidation it's been in for about an hour. And let's see if it's got strength in it.
Google is
Cool.
bouncing.
Yeah. So everything started bouncing. That's the end of that bear market. Cool. All good.
Very short-lived.
Yes, as they always are, right? Hmm. Oh boy. Where are we? What am I looking at? Spy. All right, yeah, spy popped up. All right. Yep, I'm out of spy at that break-even point. Cool. So, and also out of Microsoft. So no positions for now. Oh, there goes Apple. Anyone catch that? On the way out.
Oh man,
Was
Apple
looking
did a
strong.
yeah.
There it goes. Okay. Now, what is there? What's the opportunity? Microsoft. I keep looking at Microsoft, man. I don't know why. Anyways, set here on YouTube. You want to know my trades today? Okay, let's see. So yeah, Microsoft was a recent one. Basically took a break out of this 400, break down to 400, broke down, then took the retest, held it for like half an hour or whatever, got some partials, and then just exited again a moment ago. I had Meta, took the breakdown of 680, I think it was, straight down to the 675. So got $5 in that. That was pretty fast with some options contracts out of the money. So that was pretty cool. That one was quite heavy. That was good. Other than that, what else? Got into the SPY. With the SPY, I always trade small, so I don't want to risk too much on this. It's a bit wild. I took a long earlier and took a quick stop. I took a short as well, held that for a little while, and just a minute ago took the break even stop on that. I went halfway to the target, didn't take a partial, and then took the break even. Then I think I played with Tesla at one point. Again, those were all small, so I haven't traded anything massive yet today. Everything has been small stops, except for the Meta position. The Meta was a good heavy one, so sitting, comfortable for now. And I don't see much else for now, except the Apple thing that just went, but I don't think I would have caught it anyway. Not my setup. So that's that. Set the Meta and Microsoft both hit targets. Microsoft only hit a intermediate target, didn't really continue. I was thinking it's gonna go further. It may still go further, we'll see. But Meta hit a target that I had in mind, and then I got a little bonus even out of it beyond that. So that was nice. Now we have Apple high of day. Look at it's changing its behavior. This is where it could be fun. Again, not a place I will trade it, but this is where it could be fun.
Now
Yeah.
Nvidia is bouncing.
Oh yeah, look at that.
Sometimes you see it and you just don't take it, and that's where you still want to be happy about that because you followed your rule.
Yeah. You gotta cringe and be happy. It's that kind of happy.
Yeah.
Oh man. Yeah. This is interesting. I still think most things are weak for the day. I'm seeing all this bullish activity as a pullback in the bigger scheme of things, except Apple today. It's the only thing for me that looks positive. Let's see. Yeah, I traded live with the boot campers today, PCT boot camp, and a lot of guys caught the Tesla short. That was fun, and the Nvidia short. One or two people took Meta short with me. That was fun. So
Nice,
a
nice.
productive morning. Yeah, it's been fun. It's been fun. Yeah. And Google was an amazing short. I'll show you guys what I was seeing on Google. I didn't get into it, but man, this thing
Yeah, I
pretty
was
much
talking about the exact same thing this morning, Avi.
is it?
That Google, I had
Man.
Google in my watch list, and I was so wanting to trade that Google. I had a plan, but I was into another trade. Uh, Could not execute it, but that bounce was that sell-off was crazy.
Yeah, a really good one right through the
Yeah.
pre-market zone, tight consolidation, and yeah, just a good one. I also didn't take it, but hey, it was there. Eric, you want to know about snow? Snow, snow, snow. I haven't seen snow in a while. The ticker or the real thing, either way. What do we have? Oh yeah, it was big overnight. Probably had earnings. Sold off earlier today. Finding new buyers around 178. Looks like it. So whoever was in this from previously has taken their profits. Now let's see if people think snow is cheap around the 180 area, real diamond hands kind of players, and push it up. If that happens, well, so far it's happening slowly, but stuff like this, I struggle to look at it. I wouldn't touch it here now. I wouldn't know what to do with it. Mostly stuff with catalysts. I always look at it. If you're looking at it, I would do it for just opening volatility plays, ORBs, things like that. Sometimes you get a trend out of it for the rest of the day, but that's basically all I ever find on these things. So you had that on snow. You had a pretty good opening range and a fast sell-off, lots of move, lots of dollars in the move. And now, I don't know. I wouldn't play with it. I don't play with this stuff anyway. So, and Meta's getting my attention again. No way, no way. It was fun yesterday. Sitting here, we did the YouTube session, and then it was literally a minute after we went off, or 2 minutes after, whatever. I found an opportunity on the spine. That was just such a ripper. It went so fast. Like, whoa, like triple a day. Something was just
Oh
big.
wow.
I'm like, okay. That's the thing, it's a lot of sitting and waiting, and then suddenly it happens. Um, well, at least that's my trading style. And it's worth it. Worth waiting for good setups. Really worth waiting for. So now, same situation. I had a decent day, but if something good comes around, you must take the trade. Let's see. You want to see something? Get AMD here, guys. I've got these measured moves lines that you know about, and it's been moving through them. And on the 1 minute, look at that, respecting quite nicely of the opening range on AMD, the breakout, retest, even a retest a little further down, then straight to the next level, breakout, retest, straight through. The next level is where it struggled. Finally did a breakout, goes to the next level, back up. And it's just level to level. Pretty cool how these levels work. Really, you can trust them. That's why I like them. Microsoft was the same thing this morning. Look at that. Finally goes through levels. Just bouncing between levels at the moment. Oh, Seth, you got into a good one on AMD, but you cut it short. Yeah, that's a tough one. That's a tough one. And I say this all the time. My favorite way of managing trades is to let it go. Like put on the position, put on the orders, the stop and the target, and leave it, especially later in the day. It's actually very useful later in the day. When I trade later, that's what I usually do. And then you tend to have bigger winners, and for me at least, more winners. So Richie, yes, I'm based on the 30-minute charts. And again, these are zones, I don't like to be precise. It might be 10 or 20 cents off, whatever. So I'm looking at these zones. It's only when the price gets to these zones, then I pay attention to the candlesticks. They're just reference points, put it that way. Yeah, I'll show you on Tesla if you guys are confused about this. You can see on the 1 minute, these are reference points. I got two lines in the same area. It doesn't mean there's like, room in between. There isn't. It's just the 288 area is kind of what I'm looking at. So, that's how I see these things. Man, I want to short the SPY again. Look at this thing.
Short
I want to
spy.
short SPX options, which is really squirrely stuff. Again, when I do this, I do it very tiny. I'm not gonna go with decent size on this. It's not ready to go though. Yeah, it's all messy. It's in an area which I took the break-even stop a few minutes ago. It's a tough area. Gotta wait, gotta wait. And Meta, no. Anyways, not many setups for now. Rich, you want to know how do I decide when to go heavy? When the setup is good, I go heavy. And well, with the SPY, here's the thing. It's something I'm trying to figure out. I'm trying to learn how to trade the SPY, basically. I'm not proficient at it. I'm always looking at it. I've got an eye on it. I've got eyes for it. And so when I do trade it these days, it's call it more of a learning curve, you know. Even though yesterday I had like a multiple five-figure kind of trade on it, it was just a small position that goes, you get these out of the money zero DTE options, you're trying to figure this stuff out. You can't put on major risk. It's just too risky until you know what you're doing. So I don't have that confidence yet with the SPY and SPX options. It's something I'm working on. Other than that, um, I try to put on the similar size on most trades, and a lot of times when I take stop outs, I like to I move my stop in pretty tight, pretty quick. So I don't take 1 hour stops often. It's usually less than that. It goes against me, or it goes in my favor, put it that way. I don't take partials, but I tighten up the stop. I de-risk it. So if it goes back where I entered, well, it's okay. I'm It's already at half R or even break even. So a lot of my stops are that way. I try to de-risk quickly and then I don't want to watch it. Just let it be, If it wants to go somewhere, let it run. Otherwise, no big deal. Look at that, SPY's going down. Yeah,
Yeah, now
there
things
it
are
is.
selling off.
Yeah, that's the fun now. Look at that thing. That previous support really held. That was interesting. I really thought that would break, but it didn't. The buyers suddenly came in about 30 minutes ago, 11 a.m. This time, let's see if it gets there. Let's see where these buyers are, if they're still in the game or not. What am I seeing wrong? I'm seeing something wrong here. Oh, Meta is a setup for a short too. Just telling you guys a minute ago, go short Meta. No, I'm gonna do that.
Now Nvidia is weak.
Hmm. There you go. So all that was just a bit of a pullback.
Just a pullback, yeah.
Yeah. And even the strong one, Apple, did not really go through. Ooh, okay, here we go on the SPY. Here we go. Mhm. You know what's neat about the market these days is they're giving moves after with setups. A lot of times you may not get moves, but recently I find the setups are coming through nicely. You're getting decent, call it volatility.
I agree. I agree. The
Yeah,
volatility is amazing.
yeah. Enjoying this whole phase. Ooh, look at that thing. There we go. Microsoft again now breaking right through that previous low. Is it? No, it's just getting there now. Oh, you got Meta short? All right. Nice. Tesla is a short that I was having an eye on as well, but not not good enough. Nvidia as well. Very good. You catching any of this short activity, Paris?
No. I'm watching it and I really want to short it. The
Mhm.
more I'm gonna watch it, the more I'm tempted to short it. And
You know, sim
I'm
trade, sim trading.
yeah.
Normal.
Maybe like usually what I do is I trade with smaller size just to,
Yeah. Mhm.
but sometimes when you're in a position, then you smaller size, then you add up and add up and add up, and then it just messes you up so much. So I am gonna put some handcuffs on. I do not wanna touch it.
Fair enough. Cool, cool. Let's see how far are these sellers going. Stalled for now.
Now the buyers are coming in.
Yeah.
Nvidia seems to step up as a buyer. Uh, Tesla is looking interesting.
Mhm. Oddly enough, Amazon is the one that's setting up for my style on a 30-minute big reverse hammer. If it gets to the next level down, 213.40, then I'd look for a breakout through there. It's still a long way away, but it could happen in the next 30 minutes. Lena, I'm looking at the 30-minute chart and I'm marking the 8 a.m. candle on a 30-minute chart. And that's it. Those just the high and low of that candle and measure that distance and draw lines further up and down on the chart at the same distance. That's all I do really. Oh man, Meta's a good one too. I took this trade on Meta yesterday. The way it's setting up now, I took the same thing yesterday, almost the same thing. Short. It's not really there at the moment. It's not so clean. Yeah, it's also that time of the day where these 1-minute candlesticks can really mess with you.
Oh yeah.
You really gotta zoom out and look at bigger stuff. Ankit, you want to know what's the first candle name? Which candle? The 8 a.m. candle? Is that what you're talking about? ATM? No, it's 8 a.m. If that's what you're asking. It's a candle that forms starting at 8 a.m. There we go. I got a little weakness coming there. Meta's looking at me again. Apple, what setup do you see on Apple set? I don't see anything. Let me know what you see. Ooh, what's that? Sets retest what? I don't see anything on Apple. On a 30-minute chart, I don't see anything that I would touch. That's the top of the 8 a.m. candle. It's been choppy around there. Every time it goes up, you're gonna think long. Every time it goes down, you think short. It's not the way to do it. Not on this time frame, at least. I'd be very careful with it here.
Nothing is like grab you by the face moment.
I haven't heard you say that in a while. I'll grab you by the face.
Like nothing is like it goes up, goes down, goes up, goes down. Nothing is like very straight,
Yeah.
uh, like clear imbalance.
Mhm. Yep, I'm with you on that. Nothing's truly yeah, working or making sense. Um, Again, that's why these 1 minute candlesticks this time of the day are very complex to decipher. You
Yeah.
just gotta be gentle with yourself. Patience and wait for a big setup, big time frame, and later on it gets more exciting as well. Microsoft setting up for that big breakdown, but that's later in the day. Let's put the lines in the right place. Yeah, right about there. So 396 would be a target for me on Microsoft later on if it sets up. Ankit, I draw the 8 a.m. candle on a 30-minute chart and then equidistant lines. And that's called Avinachi. You're gonna have to pay me for that. I know I promised a couple weeks ago I'd make a video on that just because everyone asks about it. Every 5 minutes I get questions on it. So, but I still haven't made a video just because it'll be a 10-second video. I mean, like, what's there to talk about? But I should make that video.
Yeah. Every single somebody asks you, just share that link.
Yeah.
Here you go.
Yeah. Oh man, I get like 10 million YouTube views on that. How about that? Go viral. Yeah, what do we have here? Haruma Raja. Sorry, I can't pronounce your name. Apologies. Tesla. You want to know about Tesla? I think Tesla's a great big mess. When I saw the open, it was in a range. It broke out, did a retest, pushed down, get back up to not even close to that range, but in the zone. And now it's just, you see these candles, they're overlapping each other. There's no pattern, there's no nothing. It's just choppy. Um, I don't trust it for anything really on this time frame, on what I'm looking at. So yeah, just I would let it sit. Google's actually a little more interesting for a short. See that push down, and it's at the edge of the reverse ABCD. You can look at 171 as the area of resistance. And let's see what the 1 minute chart shows. So yeah, 170, 175. Made lower highs so far. It's also making higher lows recently. Hard to trust. Again, 1 minute charts are hard to trust at this point in time. but not a setup I would take for a continuation. It's not there. It's just not there at the moment. Uh, you want to see an example, guys, of how difficult and messy it can get this time of day? Look at this chart here on Meta. It was looking at me a minute ago, putting in wicks on the upside there, but look at that. It's going nowhere. It's just, within a few cents. It's like algorithms are playing with each other. We just don't want to be here. And one thing that keeps me out of trading this time of the day is 30-minute candlesticks. I just look at 30-minute setups and I don't see a setup anywhere. That keeps me out of it. So I lean on these quite heavily to tell me when to trade, when not to trade. Just a bigger time frame, that's all. Because a 1 minute will really mess with you.
I agree. If you don't manage your this thing, I think 1 minute is only for like executions. Your plan should come from your higher time frames.
Well, yeah, absolutely. Higher time frames all the way. I actually experimented with that recently. Trade only on a 5 minute or only on a 1 minute, but it was profitable, but not as effective as going with bigger perspective setups and then executing on small. So yeah. Ray Esca, no, on Google, no, not a good setup. I'm not touching it. It's okay. It's halfway there. It's not really. It's half baked. You can't trust it. I wouldn't touch it. So no, as we discussed just a moment ago, right? Mustafa Rahimi, UNH. What is that? Is that an insurance company? UNH. What do you want to know about it? My God, this thing moves, huh? Wow, big gap down. I don't know what this wants. Seems to be at the top of a consolidation range or out top. Well, broke out of the gap, put it that way. New highs? I don't know. Wow. And if you look at zoom in and this thing is just a mess. Why would you trade this? Is there any good reason for it? It's probably a very bad spread as well, most likely. It's the kind of thing you want to just be gentle with. You don't want to hurt yourself, right? United Healthcare, yeah, makes sense. Oh, maybe you caught the ORB, the opening volatility, if you had it on your list, if it was in play. If the spread wasn't too bad, these things tend to be very spready. Please be careful. And that's Ray, you want to know a good setup for me? Okay, let me see what I can find. Find you a good setup. How about that? No, today at the moment, I'm struggling to even see one. Okay, yeah, Meta actually at the open was good. Effectively, you have a consolidation in the pre-market, a pretty tight one. Look at that. It's a tight range. And so when you have a tight range, the best breakouts always happen after the consolidations, good consolidations. And so the way I think of it, my philosophy is the tighter and longer the consolidation, the more explosive the breakout. For Meta, this is a pretty tight range. What is this, like $5? It's nothing compared to the moves Meta puts in. So I was thinking this is a pretty good range and it could break out. So what it did at the open is it popped up, looked like it was going to break out to the upside, but it didn't. It came right back in. So that's a false breakout, which, according to Wyckoff theory, sets up quite nicely for the breakout on the other side, which is exactly what happened. So if you had this idea in mind, it's in a tight consolidation, it's going to break up either way. You see the false breakout on the upside, then you prepare for that short, just as it goes through 680, and that's where I entered short over there. And so that was a good setup just for a breakout trade. Another one was Google, very similar. Same idea, very tight range. It's going to break out somewhere. You just got to keep an eye on it. Sure enough, it bounced off the top of the range and hit the other side and went right through it. So today, those are the couple of good setups I saw. And the others are okay. The SPY has been, again, something I'm working on. Don't get really good setups on that. Not often enough. What else? Yeah, those are really good ones. So failed breakout, once you have to identify the range, then you can identify what's a false breakout, right? If you get a false breakout, I usually don't trade just the false breakout. I wait for it to go to the other end of the range and then break out from there. And on a 1 minute also, a lot of times I wait for a retest of the breakout. So, I'm waiting for a whole lot of confirmation, especially if I'm trading this time of the day. I'll wait for a whole lot of confirmation. So today is one of those days. Well, it's just breakouts. Otherwise, I see double bottoms, double tops. Those are reversals. Long tail hammers. Those are fun. Yeah, those sorts of things. But for now, that's one of the setups I see. Breakouts. That's what happened so far. Man. Yeah, Ricardo, you can trade the fail breakout if you want, but then be really sure of it. How much confirmation do you want before you enter a trade? For me personally, I wait for a tremendous amount of confirmation, probably more than most people, because I want to put on some serious risk and go for a good one. I don't want to have these small trades. I'd rather just try and wait for the big ones, and you only need a couple of those in a day. So that's why I like to wait for it. I spent enough years, taking plenty of small trades, and it's just, not as fun. Offset, you get plenty of confirmation at the open, especially if you're really closely watching the candlestick or even the tape. You'll see it just bounce off a certain level, like 3 times within 10 seconds in the first minute. I take a lot of those entries. Quite often when I trade the open, it's within the first minute or 30 seconds or so. Very often. Today I don't think I got that. I think I got in like the second minute or something. What have we here? DOS doesn't like me today. Piece of crap. That's right, JCL, all going down. That's what red candlesticks are, down. Right? Andy, yes, I do have an updated trade book. Recently, all within the last month, I put out 2 short videos in our education center in BBT about the trade books that I use. So they're both in there with the downloadable materials, PDFs, which describe the trade book. So that'll give you a good overview of it, of what I'm looking for. Yeah, Andy, go take a look. Should be up there. You missed it because my picture is an old picture. I got to update the picture. I got to put the mustache back on and all that. That's why you missed it. Yes, guys, the mustache is coming back. Don't worry about it. Promise.
Man, I don't like a mustache.
Yeah, well, that picture was taken right before I shaved it off, so I had to keep that last picture.
You look
Yeah,
so good in this regular picture.
yeah, better this way. All right, thank you. Hey, look at this, guys. Now Paris is flirting with me. What is this? Cool, but thanks. Yeah, just about done with that. Anyways, if I grow it now, it's mostly white, so no point. Those days are over. There you go, RLW. It's called Naked Trading. Yeah, it's for 18 and above only within our BBT Education Center for that video. Yeah. So please check your age, all that. And fractal patterns. Two videos there if you want to know more about it. And for those of you who don't know, that's what comes with the $1 subscription that we have for BBT. So, you get access to the Education Center and those videos. So, totally worth your time. Take a look. There's a tremendous amount of videos. I think there's like 26 videos in there now. All shorts, all digestible, so you get a good overview of the various strategies everyone's looking at. Oh man, here we go. The spy just wants to mess around, mess with everyone. See, that meta's been a decent setup for what I like, but see, big bearish move, and then for a continuation, put in this bearish hammer during the consolidation. So that's a good setup. But then where do you enter? In the middle of the zone? No, man. You can't enter it, even though the candlestick pattern is more or less what I like. But where do you enter? So on the 1 minute, I'd wait for it to get to a green line, ideally the lower one. Then I'll look at it for a possible breakout. Possible, maybe, We'll find out what happens when the time comes. And then go for 660. Boy, that would be a big one if that happens. Oh man, what is with Das? Das just does not like me today. I don't know what's going on. Oh boy. Seriously, this computer got to stop yelling at me. I've just had enough of this. Piece of junk. Here comes a sell-off, and look, Das is crashing with the sell-off. There we go. Yeah, everything's going down, guys. You're looking at it. I mean, red means down on my charts.
Red means down on your chart.
Correct. Pretty straightforward, right? Buy puts. Oh, that's the trigger. Um, the hell, man, everything's just kind of squirrely. Ray Eska, the problem with what you're looking at on my charts is these percentage and these numbers on the left side here. These are irrelevant. Don't look at them. They're just left over from Mr. Fibonacci when he was alive 100 years ago or whatever. I can't find a way to delete them. I'm not interested in the numbers. I'm just interested in the measurement of the 8 a.m. candle. That's what's important. No. What the hell am I looking at? Again. I have to do it again. All right. So Meta got to that level where I would short from below there for breakout retest. So I would zoom into the 1 minute. What I want to see for breakout ideally is a consolidation. So in the 669 zone, ideally it consolidates, like a descending wedge would be nice. Then a breakout, then a retest from the downside. Then you catch that short around 667 perhaps for 660. So it might take another 30 minutes to set up, and once you're in, it might take another hour to go to the target. So that's kind of what I'm looking at. So let's see, wait and see. If it all transpires or not, we don't know. Andy, how did I not get into this trade up here? Because it didn't set up for me. What was it? It was 11:15. So we're still in the middle of the 11 a.m. candle, which is this one. When this 30-minute candle is up here in the 676 area, it's white. White means up, right? I'm not going short at that point. It has to close. My setups tells me it has to close and tell me that's a fully bearish pattern incorporating, the whole structure at a particular level. Then I'll zoom into the 1 minute and investigate further if there is a setup or something worth looking at on a 1 minute chart. Otherwise, I'm honestly not interested. Just not going to work. There you go, guys. You got the link here as well, just popped up. For Vancouver. Make sure you come. Please come. Come on, don't make me travel from Dubai to Vancouver and then you're not there. It doesn't make any sense. So everyone sign up. Let's go. Gonna have a good time. Seriously. Lots of trading, lots of education, lots of networking, lots of just getting to know each other for real in person. That's important, you know, beyond the, the online world that we're always in. So come and have some fun. Seriously. I never miss these. Ever. Ever, ever. Oh, there goes Microsoft now. Look at that. Breaking low. The low of day just broke the low of day. Not a setup by trade, but there it is. On a 1 minute, you could see it did a decent consolidation, then the breakout, consolidate to retest the previous low. It's happening there and possibly going down. So that could be fun.
Nvidia breaking the low of the day, guys. Close to low of the day.
Oh yeah, look at that. Similar to Microsoft. Nice. There we go. We're getting some activity, some action.
Tesla also sold off. Tesla also looking for.
Oh, big dump right there. Tesla, yeah. This is where the party starts, I guess. Ooh, Amazon's interesting. Oh no, I might get tempted into Amazon again. So it did the reverse hammer. It's pretty good, decent. Let's see. It's not all there. It's not all there. You can't chase excitement. You gotta wait for setups. Division V, you're missing it? What are you missing, Nvidia? You see a 30-minute setup on Nvidia? I don't. I see it moving, but I don't see a setup on a 30-minute. Amazon's the closest thing I see to a setup at the moment. But it's hard to trust. Very hard to trust at this time of the day anyways.
Today is Thursday.
Yes, it is Thursday, which means it's almost Friday. Yay.
Yeah, I'll be missing out tomorrow. I think Carlos is gonna be here.
Cool. What are you doing tomorrow? You got something better to do? Huh?
Yeah, I'm traveling to New Jersey.
All right. Cool, man. Do what you gotta do. It's always good to take a break from trading anyways. Do other things. That's important, healthy.
Yeah, I agree.
Yep. Yep. Dean. Hey, oh yeah, Dean. Dean's one of my mentees here. Why not Apple on the 30-minute? Because on the 30-minute, what I see on Apple, if you're looking at a reversal, you think this is a reverse hammer, and it's really not. It's more indecision than a hammer because it's got a wick on the downside too. I want one of those really good long tail hammers with a tiny body. No, it has to have this kind of shape to it. This is not convincing. And bigger perspective. I mean, Apple's, it was choppy really, and just recently started to move down. You would have thought of about a double bottom, but this low is too low. It's lower than the previous low, so it's not a double bottom. So not thinking about going up on this case. And for a short, no, nothing there. Again, like I said, that's not the reverse hammer I look for. So Apple's moving, but it's not giving setups that I like to look at, like that I like to put risk on. You know, this is something I talk about all the time. Like if the market makes you a good offer, then take it. Just like on the street, you walk down the street, somebody makes you a good offer, you take it. If somebody makes you a bad offer, do you take it? No, you don't, right? Why can't you do that when you're trading? Same thing. So
yeah, okay, it's top of the hour, Avi. I'll see you next week.
Cool, man. Have a good Friday and a weekend and all that. Thanks, guys, for hanging out. I'll see you all tomorrow. Take it easy, guys.